And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live. Got it going today. Didn't go yesterday. Couldn't help it. Wasn't our beyond us, but we got it going today. We're here live at Big John's Closeouts. For the hello kids, how you doing? Where they hammer high prices here again on this Thursday, June the 18th, 2026. We got some storms coming in. I want to tell you that before we get started. We got some can be some pretty severe storms. I think it's coming off of Arthur, the storm down in the Gulf. And so I think from like 2 o'clock on, we got a pretty good chance of a slight to moderate, more slight to moderate chance for some severe storms. So flooding rains will be likely if you're traveling down towards Alabama and Georgia, down Atlanta and down around Mobile and Birmingham and down that area. We'll be getting a lot of rain off this storm. So if you're in the travel mode, kind of pay attention if you're heading in that direction because you are going to hit some rough weather. We're going to get some high winds and some rain. It's a typical summertime storm. So that's through about 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. So it's supposed to start, it looks like about 2 or 3 o'clock here and there. But it's really going to get with it about 6, 7, 8, or 9 o'clock tonight. So just give you an idea. We're trying to scare you? Of course not. Just trying to let you be aware of what's going on. Birthdays today, does it get any bigger? Wow. In fact, I found the picture. I'm not going to bring it. I'm never going to bring it, but I found a picture last night of me in a Beatles wig when I was a kid. About 6 years old. I was a big fan of the Beatles. Paul McCartney having a birthday today. Paul McCartney of the Beatles is 84 years old. How about that? Blake Shelton having a birthday. He's 50. Lou Brock, the great base stealer for the St. Louis Cardinals, has a birthday today. He's 87. The great football player Bruce Smith, 63. Andres Galarraga, the big cat they called him, he is 65 today. But the big birthday today, no, for me anyway, no question. I'm a big Beatles fan, at least early before they started getting on drugs. The early Beatles stuff. I Want to Hold Your Hand, She Loves You, and I Saw Her Standing There, and On and Help, and Hard Day's Night, on and on and on. Paul McCartney, 84 today. Those are the birthdays here on this Thursday. We are here live, Big John's Closeouts. Axel Steins is shining back today. He's been gone for 2 days. We had to dock his pay, but he's back, and so he's back in the fold. So no work, no pay. It's how it works. So Axel's here, and we'll put him on here in just a second. Also going to be joined by Coach Ryan Whitten from Cyclone Football. We have today and tomorrow and Saturday, then Dead Week starts for 2 weeks for everybody in Tennessee, the TSSAA. Every sport, every kid, every coach. It'll be no man's land next week. I got to figure out if I'm even going to do shows because everybody's going to be gone for 2 weeks. Then when you come back, we kick it in with a vengeance on July the 6th. Then you're in fall sports mode for volleyball and girls soccer and cross country and golf and, of course, football. So that's what's going on. But we will have Coach Whitten and Coach Lucas Honeycutt's going to join us a little bit later on the show as well, talking about his basketball camp coming up for the little ones and how they've done in this camp so far this summer, just kind of an overview of Cyclone basketball. So that's what's coming up. What's coming up right now is the national anthem. Let's go down and pick one out and let's roll with this thing. We had lots to cover. The Braves, all of a sudden, are coming back down to earth. They have not done well the last couple of days, and so here is the late Dwayne West out of West Virginia, a dear friend of mine, who's in glory now, but he can sing it. Here he is singing the national anthem on the Tom Taylor Sports.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free the home of the brave.
Here I am, and there he is, and there's my man, Axel Steins.
Shines.
He's back. So there you go. He's been gone for a couple days with the Cyclone basketball team. Goes a young man walking over with a steel chainsaw. Actually, 2 steel chainsaws. Yeah.
Whoa.
I was up on the tree working on mine the other night, cutting down some tree limbs, shooting up that tree and cut them. So my little steel battery powered chainsaw works good. Axel Stein shines. He's been down. Let me put this back up here again. So the summer road trip. He's back with us. You were gone for what? 2 days?
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
3 days you were gone. Yesterday didn't work. It was a misfire, but we're back today. And so where'd you guys go?
Tusculum.
Tusculum University. Yeah. Pretty.
Ooh, doggies.
Yeah. Woo, doggies. You had a pretty good camp down there too, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, it was.
How many games did we play?
2 on Monday, 3 on Tuesday, and 3 on Wednesday.
Wow. So that's 8 games they played in 3 days. Wow.
Yeah.
So we did
In
pretty good.
Greenville.
In Greenville. Played
Yeah.
pretty good? We did pretty good?
Yeah, we did pretty good.
Yeah. Now, we won Emory and Henry last week, right?
Yeah, we won Emory and Henry last week.
Yeah. Coach Honeycutt's going to be here in a little while, as a matter of fact. Talk about that. So
Yes, he is.
you're getting ready to go to, when's this movie out? Today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. He is all excited. He's all gaga about this new movie. It's a Pixar, is that right?
Disney Pixar.
Disney Pixar. What's the name of the movie?
Toy Story 5.
Toy Story 5. Who's your favorite? You've watched all of them, right?
Right.
Is it Woody or Buzz Lightyear? That's the 2 main characters. Which one's your favorite, Woody or Buzz Lightyear?
The duo.
Oh, you like the duo?
Yeah.
There you go.
Woody and Buzz.
Woody and Buzz. What's he say to infinity? No. What's Buzz Lightyear say? What's his line?
To infinity and beyond.
That's it. To infinity and beyond. So Toy Story 5. I didn't know the one's coming out. That's tomorrow.
Yep.
You're going to be there.
Yep. 1:45.
He knows what time. Now, when you go to the movies, does your dad give you money for? Do you get candy? Do you get chocolate covered peanuts? They call them goobers. Do you get popcorn? Do you get a chance to get some snacks at the movies?
I get popcorn and an icy.
Popcorn and an icy. There you go. To watch Toy Story 5. Oh boy. So that's tomorrow. 1:45 is when it starts. Is your dad going with you?
Julie Paid plans on going. Julie
Whoa.
Paid, Hudson's mom that just graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to go with you to the movies?
Yeah, and Coach's son Holt.
Holt Honeycutt's going to the movies?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So Julie Paid, Axel Steins, and Holt Honeycutt going to Toy Story 5.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Boy.
That's good. 1:45. Popcorn and icy. I'm going to guess you get a cherry icy.
Yes.
Got that right. Look there. How'd I know that? I don't know. I just guessed it. So he gets him a cherry icy and a box of popcorn. And I'm watching Toy Story 5. Buzz Lightyear, To Infinity and Beyond.
Yep.
And Woody. And what's the girl's name? Her name was
Jessie.
Jessie. There you go.
Yep.
And there was one named Bo Peep.
Yeah.
And gosh, I've not seen Toy Story in years. Let's see. Who else is in there? You got Bo Peep.
Slinky
Woody,
Dog.
Slinky Dog. There you go. I knew you'd know this.
Yeah.
Who else in Toy Story?
Mr. Potato
Mr.
Head.
Potato Head. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And who else?
Rex.
Rex. That's good. So Toy Story 5 tomorrow. It's coming out.
Yep.
That's one of the big summer movies.
Yeah.
And Axel Stein's going to shine right there in the movie theater. That's good.
Yep.
Where will I be tomorrow on the show?
Food City and Gray.
Yep, there you go. Then back in action on Monday.
Yeah. At Chick-fil-A and Elizabethan.
Yeah, do you like the peach milkshake?
I have not tried it yet.
Oh, we got to get you to try Monday when we're there. We're going to get you to try hello, sir, get you to try the peach milkshake. Yeah. You like chocolate milkshake?
Yes, I do.
All right, which one's your favorite? Chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry?
Chocolate.
All the way. Chocolate all the way. All right, so we look at the calendar. What's the countdown?
Oh boy, 64 days, 7 hours, 37 minutes, and 18 seconds now. Ryan's going to be here in just a little while talking about football.
He is.
Of course, T.A. Duggar starts August the 13th.
Yep, and that's a little closer than August 21st by 6 days. So you're talking 64 minus 6 would be 58 days to kickoff. So
till T.A. Duggar football?
Yeah.
Oh
boy. August 13th, which is not that far away.
Yep.
So if you've not seen this show, this man comes in every day and tells you about the Cyclone Walk. Tell us about I think you're on my show more than anybody else. I don't think anybody else is on my show as much as you are. I mean, and that's good. I like it. Your dad's gracious enough for your mom to bring you to the shows, and I like that. So he's here just about every day for the summer show. How many shows you been now? This is number
12, I
12.
believe.
Yeah, you're right. 12th show we've been together. He comes to every show. Unless, of course, he has more important things to do, bigger things to do than Tom Taylor.
Yeah.
That would be basketball manager. So, and that's important stuff. You got to be there, and I get that.
Yeah.
So tell us about the Cyclone Walk, sir.
So the Cyclone Walk, folks, is where the guys come out of the locker room ready in their football uniforms and helmets. Don't forget these. And, of course, me and Carrie are recording it for the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. And the cheerleaders are fired up. All the players are fired up. The coaching staff is fired up. Everyone's fired up.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody gets fired up. And, of course, Axel's there, and everybody wants to see Axel. Everybody high-fives you going out on the field. All the players high-five you. And the cheerleaders do, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's pretty cool. It's always cool when the cheerleaders high-five you, too.
Yeah.
Oh, he likes that.
And the mascots,
and
too.
And the mascot. Tuffy and
Stormy,
yep. So he likes that, too. So we're here at Big John's Closeouts with Hammer High Prices.
Where we hammer high prices.
You got
That's
it.
Right.
So you had lunch yet?
Not yet.
Yeah.
But I do plan on going to today.
Go get some lunch?
Yeah.
There you go.
With my Papa Bear.
Papa Bear's sitting right over there. He's a good one. He takes him everywhere. Show him your shirt, by the way. Upper Lakes Conference. There you go.
Yeah, it has us right here.
Yeah, what team is that?
Tennessee High, Sullivan East, David Crockett, and Daniel Boone.
Right in the middle?
Us.
Cyclones.
Go Betsy.
Go Betsy. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow at Food City in Gray on a Food City Friday, kicking off the weekend.
There you go. Kick it off the weekend. I'm bringing the picture tomorrow. I'm gonna put it in my car tonight, so I won't miss it. I want them to see the picture you painted me last year.
Yeah. While we were at Food City in Elizabeth.
3 crosses on the hillside.
Yeah.
He painted it, and so how long did it take you to do that?
Possibly like
couple days or a
yeah,
week?
maybe like a couple days, something like that.
It was
few hours.
Few hours?
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's all it took? So I can't stand people like him just sit there and whip out a picture in 2 hours. Paint parties?
Yeah, and it's sort of already drawn out.
Oh, really?
Just paint it.
That's cool. I can't even do that though. So, can you draw, Robert? No. Robert's his dad. He's sitting over there. No, I can't even draw a stick man. It's pitiful. So anybody that can paint like he does, it's like, really? A couple of hours? What I show you tomorrow would have taken me days to do. So if I even got it right. He did a mountain with 3 crosses on it, gave it to me. It hangs in my studio at home. We'll see you tomorrow, big guy.
We'll see you tomorrow at Food City in Gray on a Food City Friday.
Pals for how long?
Forever and ever.
Forever and ever. I love this young man. All right, quick break. We'll take a look at big things starting this weekend. Yeah, go ahead and show them one more time. We got the College World Series of Baseball. Got one of them Southern things going on. We'll tell you all about it next on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Insurance. How can you help us with auto insurance?
Well, one of the things Horace Mann was started for, Tom, back in 1945 was to provide auto insurance for educators. They came up with the idea that if we could put a group of school teachers together in one company, their cars would sit in a parking lot for 10, 12 hours a day. Friday and Saturday nights, they're home grading papers. They're all college educated. They have a tendency to be better drivers because they set an example for their students. And knowing all those things, we'd probably have less claims. And so we're able to offer better insurance rates because of that.
And so, if you're a teacher, an educator, you want to come here and get a quote because of that, your quotes and your rates are typically better than other folks, right?
That's right. And we also do a couple other things for educators. If they were to get into an accident while they're on school business, we don't have a deductible on that, Tom. They won't have to pay a deductible. If somebody vandalizes their car while it's on school property, they don't pay a deductible for that. If they get into an accident on school property, we waive the deductible. If they get into an accident with another Horace Mann agent or a Horace Mann client, they're going to not have to pay a deductible also.
It's good stuff. So if you need more information, go to social media or give him a call. How can we get a hold of you and find out more?
Yeah, you can just call me here at the office at 543-0059 or go to horacemann.com on the internet, and you'd be able to find our office here.
There you go. One of our great sponsors here on the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, the good folks right here at Rick Walters Horace Mann Insurance. Tell me, we don't talk a lot about it, Gabe. Tell me about the cold subs. Tell me about those in Port Travis, would you please?
So our cold subs, they come with they come in two different sizes, 12-inch, 6-inch, and they come with bologna, salami, ham, cheese, and then we can put whatever you want on it, and they come pre-made. We can get you in and out of here pretty quick.
6-inch or 12-inch?
Yes, sir.
6 inches, how much?
6-inch is $5.19, and a 12-inch is $6.49.
You couldn't make it for that. You couldn't go buy the bread. There's no way you could go buy the bread and make what they're going to do for you for that kind of price. The cold sub, 6-inch or 12-inch. They also sell salads. Tell me about the salads.
So we got a house salad that comes with cheese, tomato, croutons, and then 2 packs of dressing of your choice, and we can also throw our special signature onions on them. And then the chef salad comes with the same thing, but we can throw any type of meat you want on there. So a house salad is $6.29, and then the chef salad is $7.49.
Not going to bust your billfold, folks, and you get a salad too. They don't scrimp. That's kind of the motto. We don't scrimp. If you get a sandwich on those hot subs, we don't scrimp. So what's you're here all the time. What's the top 3 sandwiches you guys make day in and day out?
Ham and cheese, most popular. I'd say second to that, probably Mad Italian, and then third is probably a Reuben.
Yep. The Mad Italian is what? What do you get on it?
So you get ham, turkey, cheese, and then we can throw everything on there for you.
We got 10 cases of drinks over here. Everything, Pepsi products, Coke products, energy drinks, got all that. We got, we run through all the different Wise, Cape Cod, Toms, Lances, Doritos, Cheetos, got all the different kinds of chips.
Yes, sir.
All right here. Phone number to call is?
I actually don't know that part.
543?
Yes, 6128.
6128. Port Travis Deli, they also sponsor our Player of the Game, folks. Every time a kid plays ball, again, from Elizabeth and Tia Duggar, we give them a Port Travis Deli Player of the Game. We appreciate that very much. Gabe Sexton, folks, one of our great sponsors right here, working hard at Port Travis Deli. Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabeth with your favorite school's t-shirts, polos, or hoodies. They can put your school, church, or company's logo on lots of different styles of hats, including Nike and Richardson and now Travis Matthew. Windbreakers, sublimated shirts, pullovers, koozies. They can order for any area school and your favorite team. Dry fit sleeveless hoodies, Nike dry fit t-shirts, women's and toddler sizes. You can order any uniform for any sport, including the pants or shorts from Brumman Sports Shop. And they always have a clearance rack to save you money. Plaques, trophies, medals, and ribbons, and all the engraving is done in-house. And they offer hard-to-find Letterman jackets of your favorite school for guys, ladies, and now elementary and middle school athletes too. And they offer all the different sports patches as well. Brumman Sports Shop, downtown Elizabeth, and Facebook, Instagram, website, BrummanSportsShop.com, phone 542-2321, Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabethton. All right, I think we got her fixed. We had another glitch. I'm not sure why, but we're over the glitches. But it is what it is. I think we're Robert. Are we in? We on? We're gone.
How about that? Well,
We're on,
I don't
brother.
know if this is a good looking face to put on after you've been off for a little bit, or if it's going to scare people, or what'll happen.
I think you're gonna be just fine, sir.
And you
It's my
think so?
buddy. Oh yeah, it's my buddy, Mike Barnett. We're here live, Big John's Closeout with Hammer High Prices, and so I don't know if we were on or not. Apparently, we were on because Axel was talking about the movie he's going to tomorrow. He's going to go see Toy Story 5 tomorrow.
There you go.
There you go.
It's been advertised quite a bit.
Yep. So, anyway, we're here, Big John's Closeout with the Hammer High Prices, and summertime is here. Officially comes in on Sunday, June 21st, first day of summer, but it feels like summer out there.
Well, it does. It's got warm and it's getting humid, and we're
Yep.
supposed to get some storms. So
Yep.
we'll see how that rolls in this evening.
So before we get into Big John's, talk about Liberty tonight. That's Veterans Night. And of course, it's always weather driven. What's the latest?
Well, right now, until we hear something and see how these storm systems move in, we're still a go for tonight. All veterans and one of their guests, wives or significant other, gets in free and everything. That's just our way of thanking veterans and appreciating their service. If we do have to cancel, we'll know that by about 5 o'clock, and at that time we'll try to put stuff out on different, on our social pages, and the park will post signs saying the event has been canceled, and we'll move it to next Thursday. So if we can't do it this Thursday, we'll do it next Thursday, and that will just allow veterans and their significant other to come in free. So, hopefully we can have it, but we just don't know as far as that goes. So, we'll play it by ear, but we'll let people know at 5. We normally make the call at 5, so we can let our ticket people know, our concession people know, cast know. The only thing that we really are going to try to do a better job next year is trying to figure out a way to let people know that are traveling a good bit of distance. Might be coming from Greenville, Rogersville, way up in North Carolina, somewhere else out of Virginia, because if they're traveling an hour and a half to 2 hours, they're probably not going to know till they get to the park. So we're going to try to make sure people follow the weather a little closer, that we can post on our social media sites and other things saying, please pay attention to potential storms and stuff. So, check our website, and we'll let you know whether to come on or not.
Would you check and see, just double check? Mrs. Taylor's come by here to put out any fires that could be burning, so I'm thinking we're good. I'm not. This drives me nuts because you work and you don't work. You want it to work, and so I'm thinking we're fixed. We're good. We're good to go. Thank you for stopping by, dear.
Yes, all righty. Be thinking of you and
Yep.
your mother, okay?
Yep.
I appreciate that.
All right, so home improvements made easy at Big John's. Is it Mazza? Mazza Pine?
Mazepine, yeah, that's a wood door. You know, a lot of people are familiar with the older, like 6 panel doors that had the two small panels and two longer panels. A Mazepine door has an arched top, and it looks almost like a tongue and groove wood put together. It's almost got like grooves that run up and down the door. It's a solid door. It looks really good. We keep them both pre-hung and slabs only in the various groups of sizes, and you've got the prices there and stuff.
The all wood Mazda pine pre-hung interior door units here at Big John's, ranging from 2 to 3 feet wide, are $189 each, or purchase a door slab only for $140 each. Check out our in-stock metal roofing, 8, 12, 16-foot length with Gabaloom, priced at $2.49 per lineal foot, either white, brown, or hunter green, for $3.09 per lineal foot. So there
That's
you go.
right.
Am I reading it okay?
Yes, you're doing fine.
We also have ridge and
you must
rake
be
trim.
educated.
I love this guy, educated. We have ridge and rake trim as well as roofing screws. All right, educate me. What is ridge and rake trim?
Well, you know, at the top where your roof comes together,
Yes, sir.
that's going to be your ridge.
Okay.
Down your side of your trusses and stuff coming from the ridge down is your rake. And so that's the pieces that cover that.
Closure strips, roof flashing to complete your roof project. A lot of folks putting on roofs this time of year. Big
Sure.
John's Closeouts, your steel dealer for sales, parts, and service. So there's our ad that we've been reading, and so I want to make
that's
sure I
the
got
one that's currently going on as far as that goes. I do know, and we're probably going to absorb a little bit of the cost. Metal roofing is changing, probably starting maybe sometime next week. They told us it was going to go up a small percentage. It's not huge, and I think I can absorb it. Most of the time, if we can, we try to absorb some of these increases until it just gets where our margins are collapsing and we have to go up. Some of it is driven simply by raw material prices. Other things are driven by, of course, fuel prices, petroleum prices, and stuff of that nature that are used in the manufacturing of some of the products. So far, we've been pretty lucky. We haven't had a lot of negativity with the tariffs and other stuff of that nature that has come into us. A little bit of movement on some LVT flooring, but right now we haven't had to do much adjustment on that. We've ate most of that. So hopefully as things stabilize overseas, you know, there's always something going on overseas, regardless whether it's the Middle East or with Russia and Ukraine or over in Africa or whatever. But as things sort of stabilize, hopefully we'll see some calming down of some of the pressure points that's been causing some of these price increases. I did want to bring up that, you know, and we're going to talk about some numerous other things in the second half, but right now steel is running through the end of this month. So if you're going to take advantage of the steel, you know, spring specials, you need to get in here by the end of June and take care of. And I brought a few of the items, and I know it's hard for you to see, but, you know, one of the things that, like, me and Tom both have, we have an FSA 57.
absolutely.
This is an FSA 50 that is the replacement for the 57. You know, it's got a pretty good size head on it. It's got an adjustable shaft, so you can undo this right here, and you can make that shaft fit whether it's
Fit
a
your
lady
height.
or a man.
That's
And
awesome.
those are $30 off through the end of the month. They're normally $249.99. They're $219.99. Comes with your battery, your charger, your information there. I had a gentleman come in yesterday, and he was talking to me, and he said, "I just cannot handle my gas
Gas.
powered trimmer anymore." He said, "Pulling and yanking on it, my shoulders hurt." He said, "I've got a little bit of a back issue and stuff." He said, "I need something lighter." And so one of these units was just what he needed. He didn't have huge area that he had to do. He's trimming around the house, around some bushes, a little bit of a fence. I said, "Hey, this will do what you want to do. You've used it. I've used it.
Oh, love
you
it.
know, they work great."
So let me show you how easy it is. This is the battery one. Watch how easy this is to change the battery. Pop it out. Charge it up, put it back in once, twice, it's ready to go.
That's right.
That's all it takes.
You know, the first click that you put it in just is for storage.
Yep.
So that way you can leave your battery in there so you know exactly where it is when you go to get ready. The second click when you push it all the way in is when it's runnable.
And then on top of that, right here is it's down to 1 on the bar. So this needs to be
Yeah, we
charged.
haven't charged that when that come out of the box.
So this is the battery charge. This tells you what your battery strength is, so it's a no-brainer. So what you do is what I did. I got an extra battery, and so pop this one out, charge it, put the new one in, keep on trucking. I've got chainsaw, just up in the trees doing chainsaw, cutting out dead tree branches the other night. Hedge trimmer, leaf blower, weed trimmer, all battery powered. Nothing wrong with gas. I prefer the battery, and I got them all right here. Big John's Closeout. So I can tell you firsthand, this rascal will tear up Jack. This is the weed trimmer I'm talking about. All right, now.
Right, yeah, exactly. And, you know, I got home last night and had a little bit of trimming to do, and things had dried out and it hadn't rained or anything. So I actually got mine out and done it before I went over to Johnson City to get with my wife to have supper. So so I was able to knock down some weeds and take care of it and, you know, put it right back up. It's quiet. People don't even know you're using it really, you know, unless they're right there at your property. In fact, any of the gas-powered stuff is extremely quiet. Blower, chainsaw, the whole bit, you know, so you're not disturbing the family, you're not disturbing the neighbors or your pets or anything else as far as that goes. And they're becoming more and more, you know, popular with folks simply because they're quick, they're fast, they're easy to use, they're lighter weight, you know, and you can just go right on from there. Another thing they're doing, and this is a fairly new item that they have here, is an air inflator. Now, this little air inflator right here is a neat thing to have. You know, it's got a battery, it's got a charger, it's got all that stuff right there. You can go ahead and use that unit right there, and they've got it on sale.
This would be a great Father's Day gift right here, folks.
Yes, as far as that goes, and I've got to find that one because that's one that's fairly new. That inflator is normally $279. It's on sale, $30 off for $249. You know, it'd be really handy to have, you know, in the trunk or whatever. If the wife gets stuck with a flat tire, she can inflate it and get it somewhere that she needs to get. You don't have to try to plug cords into your you know, your cigarette lighters, and, you know, they're becoming less and less popular. Of course, you've got ports and stuff in some of your vehicles now you can plug into. You know, you can just take that thing out, completely portable, use it on the farm. You know, if you've got your mower out, your zero turn, all of a sudden you notice the tire's low, you can just go right to hit and get it filled up and take care of that. Of course, they also have, you know, the gas-powered stuff. You know, they're still running some of that. We still have the MS 172 16-inch, you know, a good basic homeowner chainsaw, you know, on that thing, 16-inch bar, you know, good enough to take care of a lot of cleaning up on some of your, you know, not humongous trees that you might have come down, big limbs and stuff of that nature. It is on sale, $30 off. Also, normally $249.99, now $219.99. And I'm not going to kind of move it. I don't know if you can adjust your set, but the straight shaft trimmer behind us, the FS56R, is their best-selling straight shaft trimmer, and it's on sale also, $30 off. Normally $259.99 to $29.99. We got plenty of them in stock, as well as the battery trimmer. We have plenty of them in stock. We're getting a little low on the chainsaw, so don't wait too long if you're looking to get it.
Saw a guy walk out here before, as we're getting ready to go in there, came out, walked out here with 2 chainsaws. Here's the other thing, too. They're put together, ready. You don't get them in a box. They're ready to go from Big John's Closeouts. All I got to do is go home, put oil and gas in them, or at least.
Well, actually, we're required on the gas to start them. So we actually put, unless you do not want to haul it. Now you can say, hey, listen, I'm putting it in the trunk of my car or in the back seat of my vehicle. I don't want the gas and the fumes and stuff in there. I'll, you know, if there's a problem, I'll bring it back, which normally there isn't at all. But we are required normally to put fuel and oil in, like the chainsaws, and to put gas into the trimmers and start them, make sure they're running, make sure they rev right, make sure they turn off, the whole kit and caboodle. So when you leave, we normally try them, and we've started them, and we make sure they're ready to go.
Another selling point, Big John's Closeout. Walk out ready to go. So I didn't even know that. I come over once a month for
Well, you're using battery. We're not going to put gas and oil in your battery.
That's true. Robert, quit laughing at me over there. He's like, what a goober. So he didn't want to say it, but he thought, dude, you run a battery, you don't run.
But that's okay.
How embarrassing.
But we do want people to know that, and Steel requires us to do that. That's
Yeah.
part of what being a Steel dealer is. They want to make sure when the customer leaves, if he wants to go home and go right to work, he can do it.
So we come once a month for the last 30 days. What's been the big seller? What's moved out here? The chainsaws, leaf blowers, weed eaters?
We've sold quite a bit of our battery steel stuff. Right now, we're waiting on some fuel mix and stuff to come in that still got a little bit behind on. So we've pretty much sold out of that. We're moving quite a few windows, a lot of treated lumber. I mean, people are working on decks. They're building decks. In fact, I'm out of a few items, but I've got a truck coming in probably tomorrow or Monday that'll have a whole truckload of treated lumber. Selling a great deal of that. We're selling metal roofing. Had a guy come in late yesterday, bought quite a bit, and then we special ordered some for him in sizes that we don't stock, and stuff, and we'll get that in next week for him as far as that goes. We're starting to, see quite a bit of movement on, the basic stuff, the weed killers, pesticides, bug, foggers and stuff of that nature that a lot of people are, looking at. We get a lot of people that do apartment maintenance. So when people move out, they like to go in with the foggers, put them in the rooms, close it up, kill any insects that are in there. We're selling a lot of pesticides and stuff of that nature. So it's been and the flooring is still moving pretty good with our LVT flooring, which is waterproof, stuff of that nature. Of course, always cabinets. We wanted to talk about cabinets probably in the next segment when we do some miscellaneous stuff. But I did want to mention before I forget it, because you won't be back before this starts again, but we're getting ready again to do the Valspar and the Cabot rebates, their 4th of July rebates, which begin on June 26th and run through July 5th. So a lot of people are still, we've had some hit and miss weather. A lot of people are busy with graduations and things of that nature. They didn't have time to get out and do major staining projects or painting projects inside. Of course, naturally, you're going to have vacations and stuff coming up. But right now, between June 26th and July 5th, good time to get your Cabot stain or your deck correct, or let us mix custom colors for you and say $15 per gallon with your Valspar. We've got interior and exterior Medallion Plus, which is a paint and primer. You shouldn't have to do any priming on your walls unless you've just got a black wall that you're trying to put a white over. You may have to put 2 coats, but most of the time your primer and paint will cover in 1 coat, and you got $12 rebates on that up to 5 gallons. So you're getting $60 or $75 rebates mail in that you can utilize. We've got everything you need to put it on: rollers, paint brushes, drop cloths, paint pans, just about anything and everything you can imagine that you need to finish your project. Your blue 5 to 7 day release masking tape, we've got that. Anything you need. And most of it is American made. See, that's one of the nicer things about Worcester paintbrushes and stuff. It's American made as far as that goes. I was looking, at some of our, plastic drop cloths and stuff of that nature. A lot of that stuff's American made too. So, you can still get that stuff made
Absolutely.
in America. Warps, I think, is one of the companies that we carry that makes like the 10 by 25 plastic, 20 by 25 and either bigger rolls. It's still made in America. And I forgot about that, which is a good thing. We like to buy American when we can.
Coach Ryan Witten joins us coming up here in a few minutes. So, again, we're all right here, Big John's Closeouts. Again, it's Father's Day weekend coming up, so anything we've talked about will be good for Dad. You do have gift certificates here. Come in and get what you want.
That's right.
If you say, I don't know what to get him, come in and get
come
you a
in.
gift
You can
card.
get any amount, 25 up to $200, whatever you want to give us for a gift certificate, and we'll take it.
And then also, I want you to bring one. You may be sold out. The little steel vacuum cleaner, the portable vacuum. You got one of those?
Well, I think I do over there. I'll bring it.
Bring that next segment. I bought one of those from him too, and it's like smooth and sweet. Got a lot of power too. It's a little handheld portable vacuum from Steel to clean your car out or whatever. Be a good Father's Day gift as well. So hours are open, sir.
We're here 7:30 to 6 Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 on Saturday. Phone number 423-542-4755. You can email us at experts with an S at bigjohns with an S, closeouts with an S.com. Any cabinet related issues that you want to talk about or arrange us to come out and measure for your cabinets and do a layout, we're glad to do that within a certain mile radius. You can do that at cabinets with an S at bigjohnscloseouts.com. Or if you just want to get in touch with me, it's Mike, M-I-K-E, at bigjohnscloseouts.com.
Love coming here, folks. This is where I get everything right here. Be loyal, buy local, buy to Big John's. And again, he loves to come on here and talk about things they have in stock that are American made. The brushes, Worcester brushes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. There
we go.
There's a list, all kinds. In fact, I meant to come over and do it. I can't get slowed down long enough to do it. I want to make a list, or maybe you have a list of everything you have in the store that's American made.
I'll get you that together.
Yeah,
we'll
I'd
work
love
on
to promote that. We got to promote it, keep our Americans working. Not the folks in Pakistan or Vietnam or China. They're okay, but I want to keep our Americans working by buying American products.
That's right. Absolutely.
We bleed red, white, and blue, folks. It's our 250th birthday. So, and in closing, if you get a chance, I don't know what the weather's going to be tonight, but it's going to be there Friday and Saturday as well. It's the official outdoor drama of the state of Tennessee. The whole state. It's right here in Elizabethton, Liberty, the Saga Sycamore Shoals. Right up there is a picture of it, right behind him, right over top of his noggin. And so it is over 100 folks in this cast. It's incredible. You play who?
John Carter.
John Carter. So it's, and as Leslie tells us every Monday on the show when she comes to Chick-fil-A, the reason we're a country right here, United States of America, 250 years old, in large part, it started with the Sycamore Shoals. That was a big deal, the Transylvania Purchase and the things that happened with Sycamore Shoals and Liberty that we're talking about in this production helped make us a country, did it not?
Absolutely. And, and next weekend will be the last weekend. So if we have weather issues today and tomorrow, which we possibly could, if you're strained and can't come out Saturday, which looks like the weather's going to cooperate a little bit more so anyway, then you've got next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday also to come out. So
yep.
We would love to have you come out and support the cast, learn a little bit about your community and the surrounding area and the significance of it, and help celebrate our 250th.
It's 5 or 10 minutes from here at Sycamore Shoals State Park. As you come into Elizabeth from Johnson City, you pass it on the left. State Park, got the amphitheater back there. The cool part for me is where they have the actual production is actually where it happened, on the grounds of Sycamore Shoals State Park. That's what I always thought was cool. Not up in some mountain somewhere. It's like you're walking on the same ground where it all happened that they portray in this production. Thank you,
Good
sir.
deal.
See you here in a little while. We'll take
Yes,
a break.
sir.
We'll be right back. Hello to Ron Bedford in Kingsport. That's an old friend's pop back up. Thank you. Lisa Baker, the movie star. Do you know she's a movie star? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Baker's a Hollywood movie star. Rick Peters, she buys a lot of stuff here, by the way. Junior Campbell,
Good.
Jonathan
Appreciate it.
Kim Morton. We appreciate all you kids. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at the College World Series. It starts this weekend. We're down to the final two teams. We'll tell you who. We got the World Cup, got Major League Baseball, lots to talk about, and also Ryan Witten's coming. He'll join us here in a few minutes on the Tom Daly Sports Show, live at Big John's Closeout. Why shop at the Jeweler's Bench?
Because we're a hometown store with full service, expertise. We offer everything from custom design to watch batteries to ring sizing to jewelry repair. Everything's done under one roof.
One stop. You have watches, you have pearls, you have E. Newtons, you have Pandora, you have the Naked Bee lotion line, if you will. You have something truly for everybody, correct?
We do, yes.
Talk about kids' jewelry. Talk about it real quick.
Yeah, we have earrings, bracelets, a few rings, and the kids' stuff.
Yep.
So, you can spend anywhere from $5 up to however much you want to spend.
Yep.
We've got a good range.
How do we find you on social media?
Facebook and Instagram
How do we find you on the telephone? The number is?
is 423-542-5600.
And the hours you are open?
Is Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and on Saturdays, 9:30 to 4.
Springtime, summertime, Anytime's a good time to shop at the Jewelers Bench and Elizabethton, proud sponsor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports at the Jewelers Bench.
Behind every Food City meat and seafood counter is a highly trained, certified butcher. Our butchers offer special orders, custom cuts, and even entire meal recommendations. In fact, you'll be so impressed with our butchers, you'll be asking yourself, what can't they do?
Huh. I bet he'd be great at wrapping presents.
Okay, well, maybe not that. But at Food City, our butchers make almost everything better.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we are live here again at Big John's Closeouts. Let's take a look again. College World Series are down to the two teams. They're down to the final two. It starts on Saturday in Omaha. It will be the Tar Heels of North Carolina, who knocked out the Mountaineers of West Virginia. And Oklahoma disposed of Georgia. So it's Oklahoma and North Carolina for the College World Series in Omaha. And so Charles Schwab Field starts on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Best 2 out of 3. North Carolina beat West Virginia 12-7. Oklahoma punches ticket with an 11-4 win over the Georgia Bulldogs. So it's Oklahoma and North Carolina for the College World Series, and that will be game 1 will be at 8 o'clock on Saturday. Game 2 will be at 2:30 on Sunday, and if necessary, it's best 2 out of 3. If they have to go to that third and final outright game, it'll be at 7 o'clock on Monday night. All that in Omaha. So it's North Carolina and Oklahoma for the College World Series for college baseball. The Tar Heels, that's a Southern thing. Go Tar Heels and the Oklahoma Sooners. So Oklahoma's got a good team, but you know, geographically that Tar Heel team's from where, Chapel Hill. So go Heels because they're in the South. This is the way I roll. Sorry if you're an Oklahoma fan. They're a good team, and they can easily win the thing too. But I'm pulling for North Carolina because they're in the South. All right, the World Cup today. You got 4 games up going on. One is starting right now. Czechoslovakia against South Africa. Bosnia will take on Switzerland at 3 o'clock. Canada and Qatar at 6 o'clock. And Mexico and South Korea at 9 o'clock. That is your World Cup for today. Tomorrow in Seattle, you have the Americans taking on the Australians. And that will be that game tomorrow. It's the next time U.S. plays. Will be tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock in Seattle. If we missed it earlier, if you missed it, birthdays today, is there anybody bigger in the entertainment world than Paul McCartney of the Beatles? Birthday boy today, 84. Wow, still going. Ringo's older. It's only 2 left, as you know. Ringo's, I think he's around 90. And so I never root for the Heels. You got to root for the Heels versus the Sooners. Come on, Baker, the movie star. She's got to root for the Tar Heels because they're in the South. Lou Brock, the great bass dealer, 87 today. Blake Shelton, the country music singer. He was married to, what was her name? Oh, I can see her, the blonde-haired lady. She sang that song, You're the Reason God Made Oklahoma. Blake Shelton, and boom, he's not married to her anymore. Anyway, he's having a birthday. He's 50. Hello, Becky Muncie. Bruce Smith's having the great football player from Virginia Tech, Buffalo Bills, 63 today. Andres Galarraga, they call him the Big Cat, 65 today, former baseball player. But again, Lou Brock is 87, and for me, Paul McCartney. What is the name of the girl that he was married to? Oh, gosh. Somebody help me. Blake Shelton's married to her. She's blonde. She's remarried. Oh, she was on George Strait's DVD. I can see her, but names escape me. Anyway, he's having a birthday. Miranda Lambert. Thank you, Baker. God bless you. Baker always takes care of me. Miranda Lambert. That's her. So anyway, he was married to her. Now he's married to somebody else. He's having a birthday. Blake Shelton is 50 today. And again, for me, Paul McCartney. So, gosh, I remember I used to have a Beatles lunchbox back in the day. Had a Beatles wig. In fact, I found a picture last night of me in the wig when I was about 7 or 8 years old, which is, not going to ever be on this program. The Beatles wig. Let's see, I had found a 45 the other day in a box, cleaning the stuff out of the house. I got some downtime. Found a 45, the actual Fort Capitol record 45 of I Want to Hold Your Hand. So I'm sure it's in pretty good shape, still in the sleeve. I'm sure it's worth some money, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I found that. It's a big Beatles fan. McCartney's having a birthday today. He's 84 years young. All right, let's take a look at some Major League Baseball and see how this goes for this Thursday. Oh, yeah, I'll read this to you, too. The July 4th celebration in Johnson City at Freedom Hall. The group Shenandoah is going to be the headline this year. They're actually going to have it on July 4th. The nation's 250th birthday, the 40th annual celebration, the Pepsi fireworks. And so it will get started at 1 o'clock at the Langston Center for the Little Miss Pepsi Firecracker Pageant. There'll be food trucks at Freedom Hall starting at 3 o'clock. The musical lineup on July 4th, Noah Spencer, Carson Peters, and Iron Mountain's going to be there in concert. They are incredibly good. Shenandoah will be there at 8:25 to put on the show. Then they got a brand new fireworks company out of North Carolina called Pyro Nova. As they were saying, it's going to be even better than the one they had before, which I thought was pretty good. So anyway, it's July 4th, the big Pepsi celebration in Freedom Hall, Johnson City, and the headlining group this year will be Shenandoah, which is a really good group. They can play. They can croon, as they say. All right, Major League Baseball. Let's take a look at it. Who's playing where today? Texas without Evan Carter. He's on the shelf until Tuesday. They'll wrap up their series day against Minnesota. You've got several day games. Toronto at Boston, Cleveland and Milwaukee, Baltimore at Seattle. Those are all day games. Night games tonight, the Mets in Philadelphia, the Yankees and the White Sox in New York. The Braves will take on San Francisco. They lost 2 yesterday. The rain-out game from Tuesday, and then lost the regular Wednesday game as well. They lost 2 to the Giants. They will have Martin Perez on the mound tonight for the Braves. That'll be a 7:15 start in Atlanta. St. Louis at Kansas City, and the Angels and the Athletics will get with it tonight in California. Now, this weekend, big matchup. Milwaukee comes to Atlanta. Top 2 teams in their divisions in the NL Central, NL East, rather, will be the Braves tomorrow night. How about this matchup? Chris Sale for the Braves and Jacob Mizorowski. The kid throws over 100 miles an hour. He'll be on the mound. He is 8-2 tomorrow night in Atlanta. What a way to start the series. The Reds, our other regional team, will be at Yankee State in the battle of the Red Hot Yankees. Texas will be at home against San Diego for the weekend. We'll go down the rest of the schedule. But again, starting tomorrow night, big game, big series, I think anyway. Milwaukee and Atlanta in Atlanta. And what a way to start it. Mizorowski will go for the Brewers, and Chris Sale will go for the Atlanta Braves tomorrow night. All right, standings in the East, the Yankees lead Tampa Bay by 3.5. Yankees have won 8 out of the last 10. They're red hot. In the Central, the White Sox and Cleveland are tied for the lead. Minnesota has cut into it. They're only 4.5 games out. In the West, Seattle leads the Athletics by a game and a half, and Texas and Evan Carter and the Rangers are 2 games out. In the National League, the Braves lead shrinking a bit. It's down to 6.5 now. The Phillies have won 6 out of 10. The Braves have lost 6 out of 10. The Phillies have cut it to 6.5 in the East. In the Central, Milwaukee leads the Cardinals by 5.5. Milwaukee's won 7 out of 10. They're coming into Atlanta red hot. The Cardinals have won 6 out of 10. They're playing good baseball, too. In the West, the Dodgers, having won 6 out of 10, lead San Diego by 9 games. So there you go. The Yankees, you had Cody Bellinger, Paul Goldschmidt, and Jazz Chisholm Jr. have all homered last night for the Yankees, so they're playing some really good baseball. They won for the 9th time in the last 13 games without Aaron Judge, without Giancarlo Stanton. So they're playing good baseball at Yankee Stadium. They've got the Reds in there for the weekend. They're playing some really good baseball without the big guns, Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. So, by the way, Ohtani last night showed he was a little bit more human. He had a bad outing last night on the mound. And so, in fact, he has soreness in his left knee and a blister in his right middle finger that actually started bleeding in the middle of the game. So, Ohtani he's more human now. The guy's unbelievable. But, again, Ohtani had a rough outing last night on the mound for the Dodgers, and so he showed again that, as I said, he's human. All right, we got some NASCAR news, we got some college football news, and the obvious, as far as sporting events, U.S. Open started today, and we'll take a look at that as well. All that and more coming up. We've got joining us Coach Ryan Whitten of the Cyclone football, and also Lucas Honeycutt of Cyclone basketball. Man, he is really high on these freshmen. He was called, we talked about the other night, he said, man, I love our freshmen. They work hard. He said they're going to be keys to our season coming up. Well, that's nice to hear, and that's a good thing. All right, he'll join us in a little while. Quick break. We'll be right back after this from Axel Steins and the Eagle Center on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Steins with a special song. Take it away, Axel.
The Eagle Center is right downtown. The second block is where we're found. We have crocs and clocks and a lot of things. Tools and glass and shiny rings. Coins and books and mirrors too. All these things just waiting for you. Beautiful furniture and much, much more. You gotta come visit our store.
Really easy way to feed a family or a bunch of people. We start them off at 4. Dream Pack for 4 runs $32.99, gives you a pound of meat. You can do pulled pork or pulled chicken, either one at that price. 3 sides, it's a pint each, so it's a 4-ounce serving of meat, 4-ounce serving of 3 different sides. Gives you a really good meal that'll fill you up. It's not something that you eat and you're hungry later, an hour later. I'm going to include your buns, your barbecue sauce. Instead of picking up a pizza, come by here, pick up a Dream Pack. Your family will thank you. And if you need it for more people, the breakdown on it's $8.25 a person. 12 people, for instance, is $99. You'll see that advertised now from us in a lot of different places. Feed 12 people for $99. That gives you 2 pounds of meat, 1.5 quarts of each side. Still gives you the bun, still the barbecue sauce. Really, really popular. I had a group at Eastman just order a 16 for Wednesday. So you call us ahead. We can do as many people as you want. We do 100 people, 200 people. We'll put those in pans for you, or as few as 4. So in even numbers, however many you want, $8.25 a person. You can't beat it.
Cannot beat it, folks. Again, here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. The phone number is 349-6437. Hours are open
11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday. We take Sunday and Monday off, but we're here the rest of the week.
Social media
on Facebook, maybe Instagram later if one of my kids shows me how to use it, but right now it's on Facebook. That's where people watch you, so we'll figure they've got it here.
And the website is?
Website is philsdreampit.com.
You got it.
I see a familiar face here. Looks like he's ready to talk to you.
He is.
That's
our buddy Jeff.
Going to talk some NASCAR, I'm betting.
That's our buddy Brian Pipkin, the owner of Phil's Dream Pit, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. That's what Axel said, and he's right. We're ready for the one to come here. It should be late summer is what he said when we were there Tuesday. In fact, they're down there working on it. They're doing their thing right now to renovate and put the Phil's Dream Pit touch on Big Dan's Barbecue, the late Dan Britt downtown, and so they're looking for late summer when they're going to open it up, ready to go. All right, college football playoff continues to be the $100,000 question. 24-team playoff, 16-team playoff format. What do you think? One of the biggest questions the commissioners have had in all the conferences is the revenue. We'll go back to that. Revenue generated from a 24-team playoff could compensate for the loss of revenue from their conference championship games. Now, Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner, said, we ain't going to eliminate the conference championship games because it brings a lot of money into the conference, and it's sold out as a sponsorship down at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. So we're not going to change that. So if they're going to change the format, however, in time for next season, 2026 is set. I mean, they're playing football in what? We're playing in 64 days. I'm guessing college football is going to be playing inside of 75 days. I'd have to go look and see. But they're going to be playing, so they're not going to change it now. If they're going to change the format in terms of playoff for 2027, they got to do it by no later than December the 1st. So the Big Ten, we know this. He did run into me the other day. I love your son. He's a great kid. He is so what's the word? Courteous, very mannerly. How about that? Nice kid, Cam Baker. Big Ten of the SEC have the bulk of control of the future format. So the Big Ten and the SEC decide what's going to happen. If they can't agree, it'll stay at 12 teams. So there's the key. If they can't sit down and hammer one out, an agreement, at the SEC spring meetings, Greg Sankey said he wasn't opposed to 24, but he still favors 16. So right now they're at 12. He said, I'll go 16. I'm not crazy about 24 because he does not want to lose the conference championship game. Other conferences have already said, where the Big Ten plays at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. The Big 12 typically plays, I think, in Texas at AT&T Stadium where the Cowboys play. I guess where they play is irrelevant. But so the point is they do have a conference championship game, and to bump that, they got to make sure they don't lose the money that they've got coming off these games, and that's what they're concerned about. So the next step is to sit down with the media advisors to get a more detailed report of what a 2014 field would look like. Next scheduled meeting is not until September, but they could add one in August if need be for this playoff format. Big Ten initiated the idea of a 2014 field. And so, again, it all goes back to as I said, I'm beating the same drum, but it all goes back to the same thing. How are you going to capture the lost revenue if you get rid of the championship games, conference championship games? So right now they're at 12 for this year. That's locked in. It's going to be a 12-team format. They can go to 16 or 24 next season. And so we'll see if that happens starting in 2027. But again, they got to come up with an agreement by December the 1st, no later than December the 1st, where they can get into scheduling. All right, the U.S. Open. Who are some of the guys? John Rahm, Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, Matt Fitzpatrick, Tommy Fleetwood, Russell Henley, Patrick Reed, Harris English, some of the guys that are favored for the U.S. Open going on in New York. Day one. They started late this morning because it was a foggy start to the game or to the match today, U.S. Open in New York. So they're underway, but again, they look like they're going to get some bad weather up there too. So it is underway though, as we said, in New York to the 2026 U.S. Open. Hey, we're live here again at Big John's Closeouts with the hammer high prices. By the way, Mike said I gave you the wrong price on this. It's even better. This is really cool. He said I thought it was $249. He double checked. It is not. It's $199. So you save $40. So he said I looked up the wrong price. But this is a battery powered. What do you call it? Air charger? No, that's not what you call it. Robert, what do you call this thing? Air compressor. Thank you. A battery powered air compressor. Here it is. It weighs, by the way, 3.7 pounds. So you get it for Dad for Father's Day, sure. But if you got a mama or a grandmother, someone that would like to use this or would maybe use it for whatever reason, I guess this would blow up like toys and pools and floats, those kind of things. So I would think. I know they do tires. You see it right there. So anyway, this was not $249. We mispriced it. It's $199 right now for a limited time. Again, here at Big John's Closeouts, where the hammer high prices. Again, the Valspar paint with the primer included, a $12 rebate on the Medallion Plus, up to 5 gallons. You're going to save up to $60 off the paint. There it is, Valspar through what do you say, July the 5th. So you got a couple of weeks. And then the Cabot stain, they've sold a bunch of Australian timber oil and all these different stains you can get from Cabot. Also, $15 off a gallon, up to 5 gallons. So you can save $75 right off the top by getting your Cabot stains right here at Big John's Closeouts in downtown Elizabeth. And be loyal, buy local. Look, the man's into everything. Mike Barnett supports the animal shelter here. He's one of the lead players. You can see we talked about in the Liberty celebration. I mean, they're doing something all the time for all these different folks. He's always giving back to the community. So remember that. Be loyal, buy local, and support the local mom and pop business. And certainly Big John's Closeouts is that. What strikes me is every time I come, I do this show right from the back door. And it's a steady stream. I mean, it's 5 people, 4 people, 3 people. Here comes one. There goes Travis with a weed eater. Travis in the house. Here comes Lucas Honeycutt's in the house. The bearded one. He's going to talk to us coming up here in just a second. All right, one NASCAR note. They're racing that brand new track course on the Naval Air Base in San Diego this weekend at Coronado, which I'm not a big fan of road courses. Give me the beating and banging short track racing like Bristol. Anyway, Jesse Love, this kid's a phenom coming up. He is signed. He will be running next year the number 21 Ford Mustang with the Wood Brothers. So that has come out, so that is a big deal. Jesse Love will add his name to the long list of accomplished drivers at the Wood Brothers. They've got over 100 wins as a company. and so he will drive. The more details are going to be coming out. He is the ARCA Menards Series champion back in 2023. He is the O'Reilly, the O'Reilly Parts defending 2025 NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series champion. Jesse Love, he can drive. He can turn a car. And I think if you put your name down for the future of the sport, I would think Jesse Love would be one of them, and certainly Carson Hocevar would be one too. So anyway, Jesse Love will be next year going up to the Cup Series and driving the Wood Brothers number 21 Ford, and so that's a big deal. And this kid's an outstanding driver, and he's a really nice kid. So Baker, the movie star, is painting while she listens. So I'd love to have a picture of that. You know, if you don't know who Lisa Baker is, she is a movie star. So her husband will tell you that. Her kids, Creed, will tell you that. Her Cam will tell you that. Anybody, her mother will tell you that. Anybody who knows her says, she is a movie star. So there you go. And so she is painting. So that means she's not scared to put a paintbrush in her hand and go at it. All right, quick break. Lucas Honeycutt's in the house. Love this guy. Hello, sir. I see him at the Eagle Center all the time. He has come in here. Look, he's going into the steel section. They still sell a lot of steel here, folks. I'm telling you. Guy came out here with 2 chainsaws. Mike's over there right now signing somebody up buying. I'm not sure what he bought, but he's buying something. They sell a ton of steel here. Travis is in the house. Hello, Travis McNeil. How are you? He hates when he call his name out. He won't even come on the show. I said, how you doing? He went, like Gomer Powell kept right on going, or Barney. Anyway, we'll be right back. Lucas Honeycutt going to brag on his basketball team, and we were talking tonight on the phone. He's real excited about his youngsters coming up. So they're now Cyclones. Last day of school, you go from being a middle schooler to a high schooler, and he's got them on the team, and he's had tryouts. He's been to camp, and they won the Emory and Henry camp. We'll see how he did at Tusculum yesterday. Axel reported in a few minutes ago. We played 8 games, so we did pretty good. So we'll see. Coach Stein says we did pretty good. We'll see what Coach Honeycutt says next on the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Tell us why. A lot of real estate companies out there. Why David Collins and Collins and Company?
Well, we service before and after the sale. I think that's a big thing. And follow through on phone calls. I think, and I have a lot of people just comment on how professional our website is, how professional our agents are, and what we do, and how we follow through with things. For instance, I'm not telling the name of a real estate company or anything like that. That's had a buyer that bought one of our houses through another agency, and she just called me. She said, my agent didn't show up at closing, didn't bring me any keys. We didn't do a final walkthrough. That's pretty sad. And, I just want to let folks know, you come here, you're going to get service, follow through. We're going to work through with you, follow you through the process, help you through the process. You don't have a lender. We've got lenders we recommend. Attorneys for closing we recommend. And you get full service here.
End of story. Full service. Phone number to call?
423-543-5741.
A 97% closing ratio, folks. Collins and Company, great sponsor of the Tom Dillon Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports.
This is Pastor Mark Fowler, and we want to invite you to be with us at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church sometime soon. And we're thankful for what God is doing, and we've had visitors almost every week. We have so many people that God is using His Word to accomplish a work in their life. And we want you to come. Now, I think about our society today, and there's a lot of talk about the negative aspects and generations and what's missing and what we're going to do and how do we face this social issue and how do we face that social issue. And that is always the buzz. And if we're not careful, we talk like God doesn't have an answer. 2 Timothy chapter 3 we looked at the other night together in our church, and it reminds us that yes, in the last days there's going to be some difficult things come, dangerous times, but the antidote is always God's Word. And so what we're trying to do is to provide Bible answers for today's tough questions. And we're building Believers by the Book. So we want your family to come. We're thankful to have a Sunday school hour and a junior church and master clubs and a youth group and all those things going on. But what we're trying to accomplish is to get the Word of God into the hearts and minds of God's people.
Back on the Tom Daly Sports Show, look at his shirt. Is that not cool? Jesus won. Guess who started that? We know who started that. Evan Carter, who's on the shelf with that oblique injury, is due to come off the IL on Tuesday for the Rangers. We love Evan Carter, but this guy, it is incredible the number of shirts. I think you know the story headed on. They interviewed him a couple of years ago after the game, and he had taken off his jersey, and this was his undershirt. And so he was on national television. It caught fire, and so he and Kaylin, his wife, started marketing these shirts. And I remember it was 2 years ago when he came back, he made a donation to the animal shelter, and he also made a donation to help build the indoor batting facility. But the guy that, I can't remember his name, but the guy that came in from the T-shirt company said they had sent these shirts to every state in the country. And this one, of course, orange and black for Elizabeth, but you get red, white, and blue for the Rangers colors. But they've sent them not only in the 50 states, but all over the world. And a cut of each of the shirts that they sell goes back into the, I want to say FCA down in Texas, where he's at. So, anyway, it's all because of Evan Carter. You knew him. We know him. Still know him. Knew him back in the day is what I meant to say. Incredibly cool guy. Great guy. And so Coach Bryant wore his, I got mine too, the Jesus One shirt. And it's an instant, I've had people ask me, what wore it to Dollywood last year. They said, what is Jesus One? What does that mean? Got a chance to share the gospel with them in a watered down version in the middle of Dollywood. So anyway, he's got the shirt on. We love this guy. How you doing, sir? You good?
Doing great. You?
I like the beard, by the way. It hadn't turned white yet, but I like it. Does Mrs. Honeycutt like it?
Some white in there.
Just a little bit here and there. Does Mrs. Honeycutt like it?
I think so.
There you go. The main thing, does Hensley like it? That's the main thing. Does she like it?
You know, I've wondered if I shaved it off, what she would react to, because she don't know much different. I keep it short sometimes, but I let it grow.
Cutest little girl in the world. Can I tell the story about at the restaurant? We had dinner together. I don't know. It's back during basketball season. So it's Coach and Holly and Holt over on one side. There's your rain coming in. And then on this side of the table was myself and his daughter, who is now, how old is she?
4.
Mm-hmm. She says, you're going to sit with me. I said, okay. And so she said, I'm getting chicken fingers. Okay. We're going to get ice cream. I said, okay. And you're going to help me eat it. I said, okay. And so they bring the ice cream with 2 scoops. She said, and she handed me the spoon and said, you work on that one. I said, okay. And of course, she's bringing the house down. Everybody loves. She's a crackerjack. That's all the time, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. Went down the east side back during the school season and walked in the classroom, and she jumped up Miss Duggar's class, ran across clearly wasn't supposed to do that, and came flying across the room and gave me a hug. And so she is a jewel. So anyway, she likes it. Holt likes it. Now, the big story was a few minutes ago, Holt's going to the movies tomorrow. He's going to Toy Story 5 with Axel and Julie Pate. They're going to crash it. What time is the movie?
1:45.
You get popcorn and what?
Icy.
Cherry icy. So there you go. So give Holt some concession money. How old's Holt?
7.
7.
Yeah.
Holt's going to the movies tomorrow, Toy Story 5, with Axel and Julie Pate.
And they're fired up.
They are fired up. So there you go. I'm fired up. Hello, Coach Leon Tolley. How you doing, sir? And Baker. Baker is a movie star. So stop telling them that. She is. You've seen her. She's a movie star. Cam said the other day, I said, you know your mother's a movie star? I said, yeah, I knew that. There you go. Everybody knows she's a movie star. Hello to Ron Bedford. Hello to Becky Muncie down in Union County. Hello to Tammy Troutman. Hello to Derek Nave. Hello to Jonathan Morton, Junior Campbell, Rick Peters, George Young. Thank you, kids. Ron Bedford, Pete Taylor. Thank you all for watching the show. We're here live at Big John's Closeouts with Hammer High Prices. So we've got camp last week. Emory and Henry went up and won the thing. Tell us about that.
Yeah, just getting started. We actually started out over at Greenville's camp, which was held at Daniel Boone. Played a few games over there. Really interesting just to kind of see a lot of young kids coming in. We're dealing with a couple injuries and things like that. So, basically we had a team that got about 8 hours of practice, from what we got, were allowed to do during the summer. So as soon as school's out, we got to, practice the days that we could and kind of get started. So a few games just kind of get ready and feel things out. Saw some good things. early on. Then we went to Emory, which was our overnight camp, and the kids did really well, responded really well in that camp. We only lost one game up there to a good Hidden Valley team. We had a good battle with them last summer up there at that camp. We beat them once, and they beat us another time, and it was a really good thing to kind of see that kind of competition, see our guys prevail. We ended up playing a familiar foe, which is something you don't really want to do in summer camp, but we ended up playing Sullivan East in the championship up there, and both of us, on game 3, and we come out on top. So it's good to kind of see that in the early going. I know there's probably a lot of question marks for us. We've got 8 returning kids from last year's program.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of changeover, a lot of turnover, and a pretty high number of freshmen coming in. Got about 10 freshmen. Some of those guys are going to have to help us at the varsity level. Some of them, after this summer, we've seen are going to be ready to play, and that's encouraging. But that's what summer's about. Giving kids an opportunity to see what they can do at the varsity level, and then using what happens in camp to work on them individually to try to make them better throughout the summer. So that when we get back November, we can kind of have a really good idea of which direction we want to go, and get everything worked out before conference play starts.
Absolutely. So you got 8 kids coming back. How many are starters?
Oh man.
Evan?
We've got some good news on Evan. I think we just got the clear on him. So he's not been with us this summer. He's been with us, but he's not been healthy. Couldn't go. They just got him cleared to start practicing back. He obviously can't be doing any kind of competition, but that's just good. Good to hear, because he's been out since our last game there. So he comes back for us, and Bo Armstrong started a few games for us last year. So those two were the only two that really had starting experience. The Taylor brothers, Colin and Chase, they played some last year on the varsity level. We'll look to them to kind of help us with some of the things. Chase had a good summer this time inside. He did a really good job. His feet have gotten better, finishing around the rim. He's got great touch. Things to work on, things to improve. Still a sophomore. Then Colin's a junior, and Colin's shown the ability to shoot it really well in camp. So, just having some of those guys that can step back in there and just do some things from a familiarity standpoint. It's big. Trey Mathena dressed for us last year on the varsity. Trey's he's still in that weight room trying to get a little stronger, but Trey's a guy that we know can shoot the ball, and we just got to get him dialed in this summer and just kind of work on that. Eli Phillips was a good player for us last year on our JV. He's been out with an injury, but he should be back pretty soon. We had a couple other kids that were injured this year, and didn't really get a lot of time. So some more of those guys just could step in there and help. But freshman class coming in didn't really know a whole lot what to expect. Of course you watch them play at T.A. Duggar, but sometimes it's just hard to tell what kind of player they're going to be, especially when you step in there and you're playing against somebody that's 17, 18 years old. But we saw a lot of good things out of Creed Baker, Carson Lyons, Drake Litton, Stephen Gorby. Those guys kind of stood out as our freshmen that kind of had varsity ready bodies. So these guys have done a good job in the weight room, kind of preparing themselves before they ever got here to us. So that put them in a position, just being strong enough to get in here and see what they could do from a varsity standpoint. And I thought they really did a great job and handled themselves really well. With that being said, we still got a long way to go. But they were surprising in a lot of ways, and we saw a lot of flashes and spurts. Not a ton of consistency, overall, but the flashes and spurts are really good. Got another kid that stepped in for us, Hudson Muncie. He's a shooter, junior this year. He's transferred in. He's got a good little shot, got a good energy. Sees the game very well. Pesky defender. So he was a bright spot, just kind of coming in and helping us out. But for the most part, those were the guys that kind of stood out this summer, and we had a few others that just kind of injury bug kind of hit them, but we'll see. We might have some guys step up and be contributors later on, but it give us enough to where we can kind of look at what we need to do from an individual standpoint in July, and that's really what we'll focus on is how do we get each individual kid better? What does each individual kid need? Because it's all about how can you contribute at the varsity level, and that's what we're going to try to push and see what we can get done.
Hey, Mike. Yes. Here you go, sir. Coach Tolley says we always pull for Coach Honeycutt, and we love that, and we do. Hello, David Brown. Hello, Becky Munson on Union County. We're live here again at Big John's Closeouts, and so you are down now. Dead week starts. By the way, Ryan Witten joins us coming in a few minutes talking Cyclone football. You are down starting Monday through July the 5th. Do you come back on the 6th? Do you still do basketball? You give them a break? What happens after dead week? Typically, you still work them out?
Well, before I got on, I'd be shocked that I didn't, probably mention our workhorse and probably our most stable kid, this summer is probably Bo Armstrong. Bo was what you see out of him every night. He had a awesome motor on him. He's great footwork. He's gotten better inside. His ability around the rim to just go find rebounds and just be the toughness for our team. Bo was really consistent. We said, hey, what was the most consistent part of summer? Bo Armstrong was, and he's a leader. He's a great kid. He's a glue guy. He pulls all those guys together. He always has a great attitude, even when he's getting fussed at. So junior Bo coming back. Don't let me forget old Bo because he's a good one. But yeah, going back into July, is that what you're asking?
Mm-hmm.
So July looks a little bit more like individual skill work. That could be for one kid, it could be a focus on the weight room, it could be for another. Their shot mechanics, especially if they're younger, and there's something that we feel like needs to change about their shot to get them a little bit better. And sometimes it's just reps. Some of them come in with really good form, and we just we need to work through, and it's a mental thing. So we have a list of things that we've compiled as we go through the summer, and it's kind of what the summer is. It's not all about just trying to win every game. It's more about, what can they do, and, where can we use them, where can they fill in. And, it's good. We've had a lot of these young kids just asking questions like, what can I get better at? What can I do? And it's really good when that's the question, and they're wanting to get better, not just asking the question because they're not playing or this or that. You can see there's a desire to get better.
They're hungry.
Yeah, so that's a big deal. We've got a lot of them are 2 or maybe 3 sport athletes, and a lot of them are probably going to have to help in football this year. They've been working out in the mornings and then coming to us, so they've been in the grind right now, and to kind of go through this this few weeks here. I know it's been really tough on them, especially freshmen, but it helps having those varsity ready bodies, and not all of them have that. Some kids are a little bit later developing and that kind of stuff. So we could be surprised by the end of the summer, get through to November, and see some different things. But it's mostly that, just just trying to focus on individual stuff. There might be some things that we do IQ wise, but not a ton of team stuff where we're really doing a lot of practice kind of things. Like it's not like we're practicing like as a team and getting better at half court offense or something. Now we'll take elements of our half court offense and work on things, but it's more individual focused.
Ryan Witten joins us coming up talking Cyclone football here in a few minutes. So the schedule, we're bringing the Christmas tournament back, which I thought was a really big hit last year, and so that's coming back for year number 2. We've brought back the holiday tournament at Elizabethtonite. I thought it went good. The district and the region will be here this year. That's good. So we're the defending district tournament champs, so we have to do that on our home floor. And so the conference again this year, it stays the same this year. Sullivan East, Elizabethton, Tennessee I, Daniel Boone, and Crockett, which is a really good basketball conference to say the least. And so the Christmas tournament's coming back. It's a big deal. We're excited about that.
Yeah, that's great. To just be able to do this, Evans and Evans Construction is going to sponsor again. That's great that, just knowing that, they're going to do that again. So, must have done something right. And I think you said you were signing up as well. And,
we'll do the all tournament team again.
That was awesome. Just kind of taking care of some of that stuff on the front end. And it's just about trying to get some good quality teams in there. And, our field this year, I'll have to think in my mind here, but I think we've got Bell County, Kentucky. That's somebody we kind of worked out. We're going to go to their tournament, and they're a good team. We played some teams from their area at camp this summer, and I think you'll see a really good team coming in there, and you'll be somebody different, and that's kind of what we look for, to try to bring somebody in that people haven't seen that fans can come in and look at. Jeff County, Daniel Boone, got Johnson County, Cosby. I mentioned there was that 6 or so.
Let's see. Bell County, Jeff County, Cosby, Daniel Boone, Elizabethton. That's 5.
It's Johnson County, Cosby.
Johnson County. Here you go. That's what I didn't write down. That's 6 out of the 8.
Oh man, I'll have to think on that.
It's all right.
Really,
anyway, point is they're bringing a Christmas tournament coming to town. That's good. We're excited about that. And we'll talk more about that. We got some time between now and Christmas, but we don't have a whole lot of time between July 21st and now for the future Cyclone basketball camp. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so it's a annual event. This is an awesome way to kind of get our young people in the gym and get them used to Cyclone basketball. We have ages 5 all the way up to 12, and those little ones come in and they love coming in there and just seeing our guys and having our guys work with them. We look at it as more of like a way to kind of introduce them to our program more than anything. Obviously in a couple of days it's hard to get a whole lot better, but we want to give them a blueprint to kind of take something with them that they can work on when they're at home. But it's a really good event. July 21st, 22nd, 23rd. So it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There are some signs out at the local schools. Our parent organization's done a great job with that. They went out and you flash a QR code on your phone and it'll pop up a Google form. You can sign up on there. Once you get there, it asks you just a few questions, and you fill those out. And then, obviously, if there's any questions of that, there's a contact on the form that you can reach out to somebody, and we'll answer any questions that you have. But $75 per camper. If you have siblings, we cut it to $60 per camper. If you've got siblings in the family, they'll get a snack, and we'll have a guest speaker every day. Got some former people coming back. We always have Bill Robinson come and speak. Bill does a great job. I know his camp's at the same time, and that might cause some people to choose a little bit, and that's just something we couldn't avoid this year. But Bill's still going to come during his camp and come talk at ours. So that's what kind of guy Bill is for our program. And of course, Will helps us, and they do a good job, helping one another. Going to have Bryce Van Huss, who's now at NC State, come speak with us. He may have to do a Zoom. They're kind of getting in full swing of some of the stuff that they're doing right now. And then Nico Ashley, he's Central Connecticut State University former player, looking to play overseas. So going to come in and talk to those kids, just about the different things, how they should prepare their time as Cyclone basketball players. And I think it'll be a great time.
There it is, folks. When you want to come be part of this 21st to the 23rd, again from 9 to noon, and you want to go to that QR code, I'll put it up here real quick. You want to take, if not, you just call the school, correct? That'd be a good way to,
There's a number on the Google form there, so they can, and it's on Facebook if they want to go to our
there you go.
our booster page. And I think they're in the process of trying to make our name a little bit shorter because people have a little bit of trouble, finding that on Facebook. But they're doing a good job of putting information out there. And then I'm sure that if you have the EHS app, and then our athletic department will repost it as well. So should be plenty of opportunities to find that and get signed up. And we want the people to do that as quickly as possible so we can get T-shirts. T-shirts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get T-shirts ordered. They get a T-shirt for coming as well.
There you go. Thanks for coming
and
by.
Axel will be there.
Axel will be there.
Most importantly.
We'll get a report tomorrow about Toy Story 5 from Holt. See how it goes. So,
okay.
Buzz Lightyear and Woody to infinity and beyond. Buzz Lightyear. Toy Story 5 tomorrow. Little Honeycut guys going to the movies with Axel Steins and Julie Pate. There you go. Quick break. Ryan Witten joins us next. Thanks for coming, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for having.
You got it. Quick break. We'll be right back after this on the Tom Taylor Sports.
Senator Craig, you're one of our great sponsors. Christmas Club Savings Account for next year. Tell me about it.
Yes, let's talk about it because now you're going to have 12 months to do this. What better time than right now to open your Christmas Club savings? There's no cost on this. This is just something that we can help you transfer automatic funds, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, out of your check. So that way you won't even have to worry about it. And each time that you have that transferred, either you can do it yourself or deposit into this account, or we can have automatic draft set up. That's just convenient for you. And like I said, it's just another sub account to your savings and checking at Northeast Community Credit Union. So if you have any questions, visit bemycu.org or come in and see us at one of our convenient locations or call 423-547-1200.
And you cut checks when? Next year? October, November? So when you get your checks?
Yes.
Save it up all year?
Yeah, so direct deposit could be your monthly paycheck.
Okay.
And so you can allocate a percentage of that paycheck into the Christmas Club. And that way, when you get to October, November, it's going to be built up. And so it's a great feature, and people love it.
The Christmas Club Savings Account for Christmas 2024?
Yes.
From Northeast Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Sports.
Millions of dollars of furniture in stock right now. Are you tired of hearing what you want is sold out? We have the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the area. We receive truckloads every day of special buys ready for you to pick up today or have delivered. Come get your new furniture at Cannon's Furniture in downtown Elizabethton.
After a long, hard day at work, all you want to do is relax at home, right? But how can you possibly relax when your home's not comfortable? If you want to feel more comfortable at home, give Advanced Heat Pump Systems a call today. With over 30 years of experience and the most innovative solutions, you can rest assured that Advanced Heat Pump Systems will make your home more comfortable. Give them a call today, 926-2665, or visit them online at advancedheatpump.com.
Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show.
I need to move over. Get
There
closer.
you go.
Get close up in here, Big
Get
John.
tight. Get tight.
That's right.
Big dog. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Holt Honeycutt is here. Holt's going to Toy Story 5 tomorrow. Holt, come here a minute.
Wow.
Come over and stand in between us. He's going to the movies with Axel Steins. Come over here.
Wow.
This is Coach Honeycutt's. There you go. We're good. Look right here.
Jump in there. Jump in there.
My Game, His Glory. There's Holt. He's going to Toy Story 5 tomorrow.
Oh, that's exciting.
I told your daddy to give you popcorn money, okay? Don't go to the movies. Make your daddy give you some money, okay? So you get popcorn. Axel, you're getting popcorn and what?
A cherry icy.
Cherry icy. We're going to the movies tomorrow to see Toy Story 5. This is a good little boy. All right, now where's my little girlfriend at right here? This one is the one I sat beside at Kickback. Look here. She said, you're going to eat ice cream. And she said, we got 2 scoops. She said, you're going to eat on this side. I said, okay. And you're going to eat all of it. I said, okay. This is a little Hensley. That's good. All right, y'all got suckers in your mouth. That's good. Hope, make sure your daddy gets you concession money. Have him come off that dollar bill a little bit. So we'll spend
Keep the change.
Spend his daddy's
That's
money.
right. That's right.
56 days. Oh, there's Mrs. Honeycutt. Hello, Mrs. Honeycutt. How you doing, lady? What a nice lady. So we got 56 days of T.A. Duggar football.
Yeah, we're excited. Yeah, we just finished up workouts this morning. Had 2 groups, so we split them up this year just with kind of get more work done with the guys individually. And so we've got like the skill guys coming at 7:30 to 9, and then our linemen come from the big guys come from 9 to 10:30. So that just frees up the weight room a little bit, the rider center in case it were to rain. And the big guys like to go in there and pump some iron. They've pumped iron all off season, and so hopefully that'll show come August 13th when we get those guys in the trenches.
So, classic point. We got some bad storms coming in here this afternoon. We got a pretty good, it's a moderate threat of some severe weather. So, if you were practicing today, you couldn't have done this last year, but now with the Rider Center for Athletic Performance, if need be, you can go inside, right?
Right, exactly. 30 yards of turf, and then we've got all the bags and dummies and the flip sled. We bought 2 flip sleds. The Touchdown Club did, and they've been game changers for us. So they're multifunctional. Anytime you can get a piece of equipment that's durable and multifunctional, we're going to win. Just different ways you can use it. You can push it, you can flip it, you can team push it like a bobsled. You can add weight to it. So it's really nice. Then all the work, all the weight room stuff there. So yeah, the guys can go in there. Coach Witten's guys are on the turf. We'll go to the weight room or vice versa.
So the RCAP is already
it's already
paying for itself.
Oh yeah,
because of the weather.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect. And then right after us is Coach Honeycutt's crew. Then after him's the girls basketball, then volleyball, then and cheer, band, Ted Duggar sports are in there. So it's game changer.
So even with the band, 3-time state champion, the Betsy Band, if they got ready, because they're getting ready to have band camp, but if they haven't had already, I think July's their band camp. If the weather gets iffy, then they can come inside on the turf and practice there too.
Right, and they've got a nice, with our emails, we've got a nice schedule set up, so everyone knows who's in there and what time, and they do a really good job of working together. One team can be in the weight room while the other team is on the turf or switch it up, but and then you can use both. You can go right out of the weight room into the turf and continue your training. So it's pretty awesome to have. You can rotate groups. It's a big rectangle, so you can always see. Kids can't cheat. Back in the old weight room, go down into the dark corner and hide. You can't on Friday nights. There's no hiding. On Thursday nights, there's no hiding. So the 11 they're wearing the orange and black, you can't hide out there. So you better be pulling your work. It's self motivation. If I'm over there squatting 100 pounds and you're over there squatting 200 pounds, I'm gonna get anxious. I better get my tail in gear, and
Step it up.
Self-motivation, nothing works better than peer pressure, as the old Dave Roddy used to say, right? Nothing's more motivating than peer pressure and the good old bench, right? So when you're sitting on the bench, that'll motivate you to get up and get moving.
Man, I did that for 2 or 3 games. I said, I'm going to do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
I ain't sitting over here.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't. So 56 days to T.A. Duggar football. So we ran the table last year. 7th graders went undefeated, the JV. Varsity went undefeated. So it's a new look. A lot of those kids are up now at the high school. That was a great 8th grade class that's graduated. So now it's another chapter. Here's some of the kids you're counting on this year.
Yeah, so now it's the time. Some of the guys you've got to play a little bit last year. Obviously, Tristan Cole is the big guy that we're going to be missing. He's dealing with a head injury. They found a little cyst on his brain, and so he's currently out. But Tristan was a huge contributor to our team last year, especially down there on the green team when they were trying to power us. He just said no more, and so he's currently out right now. He's going to kind of go to the doctors and see if he can get cleared to play football. But in his return, Cole Reese is the center for 7th grade, started as a 2-year. He'll be a 2-year starter at our center. Ryder Witten will be come back. He plays corner. Now we moved into safety and probably most likely will be our quarterback. Cooper Fair is our receiver. Tyson Price. Brady Cannon, you got Madden Fain, Gabe Garland, Jax Richardson Holt, got a good Lucas Whaley. We got a couple new kids out, Finn Leach, Jonah Garland, who are playing, Luke Miller, who are going to be a good 7th grade lineman, Bradley Jenkins, Camp Harden, really good group, Will Lewis, Cosmo Vereen. We got a new kid, running back named Avery Kent, came over from Bristol. Got a new offensive lineman named Carter White, who came from Bluff City. So we've got some new additions, and the good thing is the only guys we lost are the guys that are moving to the high school. Everybody pretty much came back, and then I tell you, we got a great group of 7th graders who kind of the concrete of your team or your program, and then an awesome group of 6th graders who are coming in who we're going to rely heavily on.
Am I right? This is the last week for Junior Cyclone sign-up. Is that right? This coming, or is it already coming past?
Yeah, I think it's today and Saturday. Tomorrow and Saturday. We want to kind of wrap that thing up so we can get everything ordered. June was super short with the 4th being on a Saturday. So when we get back, we kind of want to really focus our eyes on our teams and get everything scheduled up so that we can go. We'll add, if anybody wants to play, if you know anything about Sean and I, we're an inclusion sport. Like we want guys to come out and play. So or girls come cheer. So if you miss it, and we'll make it work. Just know that we've kind of got a set of deadlines just so we can get things ordered and get things planned.
I want to tell the story here in a minute. When they went to the Whitten boys went to the beach one of the dead periods, and they decided they were going to try and team up on 82. I want to tell that story here in a minute.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah.
So 56 days till T.A. Duggar football. We're going to be streaming those games. Can't wait. Got Joseph Taylor's going to help me do some of those, and also Andrew McKeon's going to do some of them. So it starts on as we said, on 56 days on August the 13th against Sullivan Central, and so we've got 3 at home, then we go on the road for 4 and come back with the green team.
Yes, sir. That's right. Yeah, we got 2 scrimmages, one at Boone, one at Anderson County, which is always a great matchup. This year we're going on the 31st, July 31st at Anderson County. They came to us last year, so it's our turn to return a favor. It's great for our kids to go down there and compete and see the stadium, and no one works harder. That's who we want to go against, the teams who are ready to compete, and so they're a great challenge, gets us ready for then the following week. August 6th, we're going with Boone, and then the following week, we kick it off, and they're going to keep score. And so it matters then, and
it counts.
It does count, yeah. So we're excited. Like we got an awesome group. Some of the hardest working guys I've seen, guys you can depend on. Coleman Clemson's going to give us. He's been one of the hardest working guys. Sometimes he's the hardest working guy in the room, and that's counting grades 6 through 12. And so he's going to have a great season. And like I said, we've just got a great group of individuals who make up an awesome team.
So the scrimmages for Tia Doug are July 31st at Anderson County. They
Yep.
flip-flop each year. It's our turn to go there. And then Daniel Boone will be at the
Yep.
stadium on August the 6th.
Yeah.
Then we flip the switch and get going on the 13th. So now let's show you the countdown up here in the corner. 64 days, 6 hours, 6 minutes to big boy football. The toppers are coming. And so
Yeah.
you're also, of course, with Coach Whitten on the high school team. We're getting jacked up for it, too. And so what's the latest on those boys?
Oh yeah, those guys are out there crushing it today. I saw them running gassers. If anybody remembers what gassers felt like on a hot, muggy morning, it hasn't changed. And so they're out there doing gassers, over and back, and just tremendous work ethic. You see those guys day and night. You drive by and the lights are on. They're out there working in the weight room consistently. Just working on the little things, the fundamentals. Coach Whitten's specific. He's particular. He likes certain things to look a certain way, and so it's hard to emulate that, And so me and him was talking on the way down here, like, what are we going to do when things break down? We got to be able to adapt, because no one plays ran perfectly, right? And so we're expecting big things out of that incoming freshman class that we just got done come playing for me, and they got to grow up and drink their Gatorade and get ready to go. And so then we're always, it's all about your seniors, Will Bowers, Braylon Britt, Samuel Orsburn, all those guys got to lead the way, And so we, some of those guys, Lennox Loveday, Nolan Loveday got a ton of time last year. Bryson Hughes, Aiden Cole, those guys got a ton of time last year. We got to really rely on them. Ryan Jones comes back from injury. He's going to have to lead the receivers out there with Braylon, and we just need those guys. We need them to be their best version of themselves every single day, and that's what we're working on.
How about Will Bowers on the front page of the Press 2 days ago? He's going from Cyclone Elizabethton for his senior season to the Iowa State Cyclones, Big 12. It's big boy football, and what another great honor for Elizabethton football.
Yeah, it's Ames, Iowa, So he said he loved it out there. Some reminded him of Johnson City. So awesome, great college town, and get to play really good football. They got a senior kicker there, so he'll go in, learn, see how the ropes go, and then maybe possibly take over after that.
64 days out, so tomorrow night will be 63 nights till football. So in the paper, they did a spring report, and of course, Coach talked about the stable running backs.
Yeah.
Legend Pate, William McDuffie, C.J. Mathis, and then the young guys up front, Orlano, and we got a lot of guys coming back.
Yeah, we're a young football team. 75% of our team is freshmen and sophomores, but we're going to rely on those guys. Brendan Orlano's a beast. You see him in the weight room. Our guys stop when he starts lifting just to see what he does, and he's been a Cyclone since kindergarten, and so it's awesome for him to see him grow and become a senior, and it's all the work he's put in for him to have a great season. So we're exciting for him as well. And then, like you said, Legend's a beast. Legend is a legend just since he stepped on the football field. Tia Duggar at safety and linebacker and all the things he did for us. He's a yes sir guy. Every morning I see him, I say, "What's up, Legend?" He says, "Good morning, sir." Polite. You don't have to worry about where Legend's going to be. Because he's all in, and so CJ's the same way. CJ's hard-nosed, played will linebacker for us, been a Cyclone all his career. Dad was a Cyclone, so it's awesome to see those guys come through. William McDuffie's awesome young man. He really took over the reins last year, giving us some burst when we needed it the best. When CJ and Legend were over there playing defense, McDuffie kind of really gave us a burst in our run game. So 3 guys back, it'd be awesome to see all 3 of them. I mean, they all 3 can catch too. That's what's awesome. They can play action, misdirection, get them down the sideline, just like you guys seen in the Friday nights before. But those guys are going to lead the way, especially up front.
Quarterback, I know we had Coach on a couple of weeks ago, and we got a transfer in from Johnson County. Is it Lacey?
Yeah, Jonathan,
Jonathan Lacey, and also Lingerfeld came in from Sullivan East, so we got a couple of guys in at the quarterback spot. So there goes Brandy McNeil, ladies and gentlemen. Brought her husband lunch, and that's sweet. That's sweet of her. Brought Daddy some lunch. It's cool. So, yeah, we got a couple of new quarterbacks in on the system, and then you've got Creed coming up from T.A. Duggar, so you've got a pretty good stable of quarterbacks.
Yeah. Creed knows all the answers to the test. He's just got to get in there and get some fire. So he's got to grow. I mean, you can't. Freshmen aren't expected to play on Friday night, but they got to give us some help, and so he'll get in there and he'll work his tail off. Creed's a winner. Again, another Cyclone since he's 5 years old. Orange and black means something to him when he wears it, and so these other guys coming in, they've done a really good job. They've been there every day, coming back, getting extra, studying film. That's what it takes to be a high school football player now. You just can't show up and go home, that's what it takes. That's what it's going to have to be a champion and play the division we play in, and to play the out-of-conference opponents that we play, and to get down the road who we got to beat to move down the road. You got to be prepared, and you got to take your time. If you saw the Knicks, they won the championship. First thing they did, they interviewed Jalen Brunson. How did you get so confident all those days, all those nights in the summer, shooting by myself? That's how you grow. That's how you get better. The time to grow and to become more confident is right now.
Coach Van Us used to tell me when I did his games, like Coach Buck Van Us said, I need gym rats. I want them in there all the time, sneaking in, shooting, and I get one more shot in the off season, in the summertime, and same in football. I mean, you just got to put in the time, whatever sport it is.
Yeah, when Jason turned pro, they flew us to Memphis, and that's where Morgan Keegan, that's where his agent was, Jimmy Sexton. So he turned pro. They took us to Tri-Cities Airport. They flew us on a private jet to Memphis. We landed. We shopped. We went to watch Grizzlies versus Lakers, and it was right when Kobe and Shaq's heyday. We got over there early. I tell this story every time. For the first 90 minutes, Kobe never touched the ball. Never touched the ball. He did defensive slides, backboard touches, bands, never jump rope, never touched the basketball. And they think, oh, it's all about it's all about the stuff beforehand, And so never touched the basketball. And then he went out and scored about 36 points, So, but it was great to see how, it's not always about being out there in game day. Everybody wants to play on game day. It's what you do before to be prepared before game day.
So it's Dead Week coming up the next 2 weeks. And so you told me a great story a year or so ago. The Winton boys went to the beach, and you all decided, I guess you and Sean thought, we're just going to jump on 82 and tell them the story because it didn't go so well, did it?
Yeah. So he got out there one afternoon. It'd been about 4 days. 4 days we'd been there, so everybody's getting out. Jason and Sean's kids were little, so you know how that goes. A vacation, kids are starting to get on kids' nerves and about ready to go home, and so Jason had been talking a little bit, and so me and we'd been throwing and throwing football, and so he was like, we lined up, and I was like, no, man, let's go for real.
Oh.
And he was like, what? And I was like, no, let's go for real. So he caught a little out route there in the sand, right when the water starts meeting the sand, and I was going after him, and I was like, I'm going to go low right here, and I went low, and he stiff-armed me, and I was like an ostrich. My head went in the sand, thought my neck was broke, but all them people were watching. I popped up like I was good, but so then Sean, I think, went after and got him a chance. Well, he decided he was going to go high, and that looked like a Derrick Henry stiff arm, and so yeah, we went back to kidding from then on after that one,
Didn't go so
didn't
good.
go so well. No,
let's just go back to touch.
Yeah, let's go back to touch. Yeah,
because 82 said, I'm still 82.
I'm still 82. Yeah. So
it's a great story.
It is a great story. Yeah. One time too, it was one morning he woke me up. It was like, hey, before the kids get up, this is when right when he was going, and so there was a open courtyard, like all the houses we were staying there was an open courtyard, and so he's like, hey man, you're gonna go throw to me. So we're throwing, and NFL football is nowhere near a high school football. Like, it's pumped, PSI, like, it's big. Like, you got to have huge hands. That's why Aaron Rodgers, those guys can throw it. So he's running routes. I ran with him a little bit, and then he's like, hey, throw to me. So he's running routes. He's running a 10-yard out route, and I'm putting all I got on it. And he's like, throw it harder. Throw it harder. He's yelling at me. Throw it harder. I mean, it's 7 a.m., it's 100% humidity. We're wringing wet. Throwing hard. I'm like, dude, I'm not an NFL quarterback, but hey, listen, I'm back there slinging that thing. Throw it harder. Throw it harder. So the next day he's like, hey, he's like, I'll get somebody else. I'm like, man, what do you want? What I mean? Like, hey, I'm just trying to help you, So and it's dead week, man. I'm supposed to be resting, relaxation, not with the Witten boys, So,
he said throw it harder.
Keep zip it in there. I'm like, dang, I'm not him, man. I'm not Tony Romo, man. Let's go.
Did Sean end up throwing with him too?
Yeah, Sean is the same thing, just a butt chewing, It's like, dang, we're supposed to be resting and relaxation, So the next morning he just went on about himself, So I guess we weren't good enough.
That's it.
Yeah, he bought a jugs machine, I guess, afterwards. Yeah. I mean, we're in a courtyard. We're not on a football field. We're just, he's judging. I don't know when he's going to outcut. I can't, there's no yards. I'm not counting his steps, So
he said throw it harder.
Throw it harder, yeah.
Said, dude, my arms fell off. I'm doing all I can do.
I know, and I can throw it pretty good, I can throw it pretty hard, but geez, yeah, he got me. Those are good stories.
Great stories.
Yeah.
82, getting ready to coach them tight ends.
Oh, yeah, coach those tight ends. Oklahoma fired up, yeah. So he's had youth football camp for the last 7 days, so he said every kid in Oklahoma's got their picture made with him. Tough to be him, huh? Yeah,
I'm telling you.
He's got it rough.
82.
Yeah.
Can you tell one more story? Can you
Yeah,
tell?
what do you want? I got all kinds of stories.
Oh, this is the one where you guys went to you're going to Tech to watch the game. You went into the
No. We were going. My granddad got inducted into the.
That's right.
My granddad got inducted to the West Virginia Hall of Fame, and so we were.
Great.
Yeah, my grandma called us all and was like, "Hey, listen, you guys, you're going." She didn't say
you're going.
She just said you need to be in the car at 8 o'clock that morning, and you're going. You're going. So it's me, Scott, Sean, Jason, and my granddad. So we go down here to McDonald's to get some breakfast, and we order, and it starts off this way. So it's like really early. It's probably about a 2-hour drive.
2 hours, yeah.
But really, it's like 2.5 hours.
See you tomorrow, buddy.
2.5 hours because the roads are so windy. So we go to McDonald's. Well, we're ordering. Well, we sit down. My granddad's already got his 8. He's like, let's go, boys. Well, we haven't even got a bite. So we get in the car. We're going, and we get across the line. And Sean's like, we're in the convenience store. My granddad's like, go get you something to drink real quick. So we're in the convenience store, and the lady, we're in Virginia. So the lady, Jason's walking up to pay. And Sean's behind him by about 8 feet, and she sees Sean. She's a Virginia Tech fan.
She's a Hokie fan.
And so.
But 82 thinks she's looking at him.
Yeah, right. So she's like, he's walking up, and she's like, oh yeah, all broad-shouldered. He's smiling, yeah. And she's like, oh my gosh. And I'm way in the back there. She's like, oh my gosh, and Jason's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Jason.
And she's like, Sean Witten. Virginia Tech wide receiver. And he's like, what? He looks back, and he paid for his stuff and got out of there. Well, we get in the car, and my granddad's sitting there, and he goes, yeah, big boy. He's like, a little humble pie. We're not in Tennessee anymore, right? So Jason just sits back there.
Quiet.
Eats his little Debbie. Doesn't say a word. He's all mad. We get up there to West Virginia. And he's like, yeah, big boy. I'm like, yeah. My granddad must have, I bet he paid her, looking back on it, he probably paid her to do that. He's like, yeah, big boy.
And Sean
a little humble pie. Yeah. He was always coaching mode. He was always coaching. Sometimes you wondered if he's like, hey, I'm your grandson. You don't have to coach me all the time.
That's it. You're just a grandson.
Yeah. But it wasn't like that. He was always in coach mode.
So Jason's walking up to the counter thinking.
Yeah. He's got his hands full,
Oh, yeah. And the girl's going, oh, my gosh.
Yeah. She's like, oh, my gosh. Yeah, she
looks past him.
She looks past him. Yeah. It's
See
historic
Sean Witten,
mode.
Hokie.
Yeah. I about had to get the AED out. I about flipped out back here in the back, So it was hilarious. Good times. Yeah.
Good times.
And nothing like that humbles you. Humble pie.
Thanks for
Hey,
coming
no problem,
by,
man.
sir.
Enjoy. Appreciate
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I will see. I'll be gone next week, but
Yeah.
let me another time.
Enjoy your downtime.
No problem. We'll do.
When we get back, it's pedal to the metal.
Oh, let's go. Can't wait.
You got it.
Can't wait. See you.
Yes, sir. Ryan Witten, quick break. What a story. Quick break. They thought they were going to try and tackle Jason Witten down on the beach playing a little football. He said, I don't think so, boys. He stiff armed them both. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this. Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabeth with your favorite school's T-shirts, polos, or hoodies. They can put your school, church, or company's logo on lots of different styles of hats, including Nike and Richardson and now Travis Matthew. Windbreakers, sublimated shirts, pullovers, koozies. They can order for any area school and your favorite team. Dry fit sleeveless hoodies, Nike dry fit t-shirts, women's and toddler sizes. You can order any uniform for any sport, including the pants or shorts from Brumman Sports Shop. And they always have a clearance rack to save you money. Plaques, trophies, medals, and ribbons, and all the engraving is done in-house. And they offer hard-to-find Letterman jackets of your favorite school for guys, ladies, and now elementary and middle school athletes too. And they offer all the different sports patches as well. Brumman Sports Shop, downtown Elizabeth, and Facebook, Instagram, website, BrummanSportsShop.com, phone 542-2321, Brumman Sports Shop in downtown Elizabethton. Tell us why. A lot of real estate companies out there. Why David Collins and Collins and Company?
Well, we service before and after the sale. I think that's a big thing. And follow through on phone calls. I think, and I have a lot of people just comment on how professional our website is, how professional our agents are, and what we do, and how we follow through with things. For instance, I'm not telling the name of a real estate company or anything like that. That's had a buyer that bought one of our houses through another agency. And she just called me. She said, my agent didn't show up at closing, didn't bring me any keys. We didn't do a final walkthrough. That's pretty sad. And, I just want to let folks know, you come here, you're going to get service. Follow through. We're going to work through with you, follow you through the process, help you through the process. You don't have a lender. We've got lenders we recommend. Attorneys for closing we recommend. And you get full service here.
End of story. Full service. Phone number to call?
423-543-5741.
A 97% closing ratio, folks. Collins and Company, great sponsor of the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports. Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show, man, I could listen to his stories about the Witten boys. That's a great story. So, Jason, they got him down there a couple of years ago at the beach. They will play live football. So if you missed the story, Brian's, I'm going to tackle him because they were just throwing the ball, and they said, let's run a few routes. And he said, let's go live. Let's see if we can tackle you. And Jason's like, what? Yeah, let's go. And so he said he was stiff-armed him, felt like an ostrich, drove his head down in the sand. He said, then Sean said, I'm going to jump on him. You get him low, I'm going to get him high. And so he said he saw Sean tumbling through the surf. So big 82, still 82. So the boys are still boys. I love it. So Ryan got up and said, let's just go back to touch. He said, okay, let's just go back to touch. So always great stories when Ryan comes to talk about the Witten boys. We're here live. We get a Big John's Closeouts. We save our best for last, our final guest, our buddy, the owner. Be loyal, buy local. Now we've got Julie Pate watching. Julie is taking Axel and Holt to Toy Story 5 tomorrow. So there you go. They're having a big field trip, and they're all wound up to go to that.
Did you go to the first Toy Story?
Yeah, I did.
We did.
I've been all of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One of them wasn't too good. I can't remember.
Who's your favorite?
Oh, there's no question.
Buzz?
Woody.
Oh,
okay. Cowboy hat. Woody.
I thought you'd be a Buzz man.
No, I'm a Woody guy. Cowboy.
Okay.
Love
all
it.
Right.
And I like the guy that had the pick was in the plastic. He was the what would you call him? The Explorer would be Explorer. That's the one I'm wanting to say.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I liked him. He had a beard and a white hat. And it was he had a pick and a shovel. That's all I can remember. It was in a box. And then you had Jesse and Bo
Potato Head and all that.
Rex and all of them.
It was really good. Yes.
Axel's rattling them all off a while ago.
I mean, they were. It was a good group of movies.
So anyway, Toy Story 5, which I didn't know was even coming out, comes out tomorrow, and so some of the kids are heading off to that. We're here at Big John, so we got, goodness, what we're going to talk about this. By the way,
we've got a number of different things we're going to go ahead, but go ahead.
The vacuum cleaner we're going to talk about, they've sold out of it. So, and then you just sell a weed eater just now when we
Yeah.
A gentleman just sold a.
Yeah, the one we were talking about,
Yeah.
the FSA 50 that took the 57's place. It's funny, the same story he told me was what the guy yesterday that was buying one told me. Said those gas ones are just getting a little too much for me to handle, especially running very long. So I said, well, you'll like this.
So just since I've been here, he sold 2 chainsaws to a guy who was walking out. I think it was Johnson City. I'm not sure it was, but he walked out with 2. And so this gentleman just bought a weed eater. So they sell a lot of steel here at Big John's Closeouts. So be loyal, buy local, buy it for the mom and pop business. So
there's some things, we just, that I get surprised that a lot of people come in and they say, I didn't know that you stocked furnace filters.
Look at this.
And, I said, well, to be honest with you, we probably got 24 to 30 different sizes that we keep. We've got a whole section 12 foot long dedicated to replaceable air filters. The thing I like about these are they're monthly, but the way they're made, they don't put so much strain on your heat pump system trying to pull air through them. Yet they trap all the dust and particles and stuff. You can replace them. They run anywhere from middle $2 and something to $3.49, $3.69 per filter, unless you get up to the real big ones like the 24 by 30s, and those are huge, and they may be in the $4 range. But the thing about it is, if you're looking for a particular size filter, we probably got it or can get it, unless it's something really, really odd. And we've got now where people come in and say, order me a case. That way they can get the 20 by 25, some of your more popular 20 by 20s, 16 by 20, 16 by 24s. We'll order cases of those for customers. And we have a lot of, commercial people, like some of your nursing homes and other things, that will come in and order, 5, 6, 8 cases at a time, because they need to change them for inspections that come through. So, we sell a lot of filters. And so if you're looking for some filters, check with us, as far as that goes. Another thing that a lot of people don't necessarily think about us when they're looking is door locks. And a lot of times, people they're working with like mobile homes or modular homes, which takes a different type lock than a regular house lock. And this is not all we stock. This is a combo, which has got your exterior door knob and your deadbolt together. We normally keep quite a few of these. We keep them keyed alike a lot of times. So if you're looking for a front and back door that has matching keys, most of the time we can do that, with your mobile home. We also have just your bedroom and passage locks, like for inside. We have just the plain key knob if that's all you need to replace. If it has a quick set keyway in it, which is what most of these locks now have, is a quick set, and you've got an existing lock on the back door, but you only need to replace the front door, but you want to use the same key, we have someone here that can key it. So you can bring us the key to the existing lock you've got, buy a lock from us, and we can rekey it. So that your key that you've got will work on it. And of course, we have the same thing for regular home locks. We have combo kits. We have all kind of things in that nature, where you can go ahead and buy, the combos there. We keep them in, of course, silver and still naturally your polished brass. A lot of people still like brass. We also have the mobile home kits and individual locks in brass. We can get that as far as that goes. But what's really taking off and seems to be becoming more and more popular is your matte black doorknobs. A lot of people are going to black hinges on their exterior doors, interior doors. They're getting black interior locks, bedroom, passage. This happens to be an exterior lock set that is got your keyway and your deadbolt in black, as far as that goes. Right. And also we stock a full line of quick set locks. And with quick set in this one, if you look here, it will tell you that, a lot of these you can rekey yourself. This one is not necessarily one. I did not bring one of those. But QuickSet makes a lock where you can actually key it yourself on site. as far as that goes. That's one of the black ones with a sort of a round knob in the quicksand lock. We've got all kind of combo kits in brass, silver, different profiles of knobs, from tulip knob to round knob to an oblong knob. We also have an antique English finish, which is in between your black and your silver, or nickel type finish. It's the old antique English that a lot of people used to remember as far as that goes. And also, as far as that goes, we keep a wide variety of entrance handle sets that are more decorative for your front door. A lot of people are dressing up their front door. They're putting leaded glass or, getting a full glass with special grid patterns in them and stuff. And they want something that stands out. And so a lot of times having an entrance handle, will add that profile to that door that dresses it up. That happens to be in the nickel finish. We have one over there, 2 different ones in black. We have a polished brass. So, we have all kind of locks. So if you're looking for a lock and a different profile or something sort of unique, more than likely you're going to find it at Big John's Closeouts, because we've got a whole 12-foot section on both sides committed to door locks. One side is pretty much all quickset. The other side is mobile home, residential, combo units, everything from, what you would call economy priced on up to more decorative lever handles and everything else. So you can find what you need here for a lock.
So the mobile home price point is $27.99 to give you an idea. All right, that one's, then you have this one we talked about is the Pro Source. This is the black one we talk about, $44.99 to give you an idea what kind of money we're talking about. It's not going to bust the billfold. And this one right here is the polished, and this goes for $22.99. So
right,
gives you an idea of the different prices. So,
and and if you need a bunch of bedroom or bath locks, and you come in and you're doing a whole house, and for some reason we may only have 6 and you need like 12, we normally get a truck every week. So if you can be a little bit patient with us, we can go ahead and get things put together. You're doing some apartments and you need a whole bunch of these combination locks, like for apartment buildings, and you want to get a bunch of the silver ones, 10 or 12 of them, all keyed the same, where you can get into them or have one set of keys where you can go in and check on them or whatever. We can get that done for you. Our guy can key them and have them ready. If you give him just, a day or so, he can get that work type done. So, those were just a couple of items that people don't normally think of when they think of Big John's. We were talking earlier a little bit about, the upcoming rebates on the Cabot and Valspar starting on June 26th and running through July 5th. Be sure and remember those, and come in. And like I say, we can mix the Deck Correct that will coat some of your older decks and give it a new look and a sealed look that's easy to walk on. We can mix all kind of colors in your semi and solid semi colors in your Cabot stains. We can mix all kind of your interior paints, everything from flat to satin to semi-gloss. We can mix those. There's no charge for mixing as far as that goes. So we can pretty much get you fixed up on that. And then, of course, we've been doing we're still continuing to sell a huge amount of cabinets. A lot of people are remodeling, they're thinking about upcoming, we're not that far away from thinking about, we're getting into summer. And it's not just, the entertainment and the things that you do in summer, around the pool and parties and family get-togethers, July 4th and the whole bit that goes there. But then you start thinking in the fall to Thanksgiving and then on into Christmas, a lot of people want to rework those kitchens. They want to more or less lay them out maybe a little bit differently where they have more storage or have some unique cabinets like glass doors in the corners and stuff where they can highlight their china or knickknacks or whatever they may want to put in there. Our guys will come out, they'll measure your walls, they'll come back, they'll put it on the computer, they'll lay it out, they'll give you an estimate. You can pick out 2 or 3 different styles. They can plug those things in, give you price points on 2 or 3 different things, whether it's a white shaker or a wood look cabinet or a gray a storm type cabinet, that's got a sort of a distressed gray look, almost like a driftwood look. We can price all that for you. We can arrange for delivery. We can handle it from the beginning to the end. We sell countertops. We stock some countertops in stock, but a lot of times we ask for people to set those cabinets. And then if they want us to come back out and measure for the countertops, that way if they've had to adjust a little bit for a wall being out of square on a home that's already built or whatever, then we can get a better and a cleaner measurement for countertops where they fit together in the miters, in the corners. And we've got all kind of different profiles from standard roll front to, everything that you can imagine in a countertop. And we'd be glad to come out and do that too.
Let's go back to the stains real quick. Give me the top 3 most popular sellers. Australian timber oil, sell a lot of that?
We sell quite a bit of it. Australia timber oil comes with about 4 different honey teak and, the natural and cedars and stuff that's already pre-mixed. We can't mix colors in the Australian timber oil, but it is the richest, darkest, more oil-laden sealer that they make. So we sell quite a bit of it. And then I guess the next best seller is just the regular pre-mixed semi-transparent. That's where the grain completely comes through, and you can see all the graining, but yet it does stain, much like you would use a Minwax stain inside. So you still see the wood and the graining and the texture and the knots and everything that goes along with using treated wood, but the semi-transparent. And then probably third in line is the Deck Correct. Most of the time, Deck Correct is used when people they can't really afford to replace the deck, but it's got a lot of cracks, it's got a lot of weathering, it's got even some loose splintering and stuff going on. And that Deck Correct is a thicker, almost like a sand textured finish that completely seals that top portion, fills in those cracks unless they're huge, and we'll even fill in some fairly large ones, and it completely seals the splinters and stuff and can extend the life of your deck, for another 4 or 5 years before you really have to go and replace it then.
Then in Valspar, if you have an XYZ paint from another place, another company, you want to come in and match with the Valspar, can you all do that?
We can call, as long as it's not a weekend, where we can get in touch with Valspar. We can give them the color numbers from a Lowe's, a Home Depot, an Ace Hardware, whatever, and they can go in and give us a formula that will match it in a Valspar product.
It's awesome. Those are both right here, folks, through the Valspar paints July the 5th, and the Cabot stains are also through July 5th right here at Big John's Closeout.
And starting June 26th, so remember 26th, that.
Yeah, which will be next week. All right?
That's right.
So, we always close this. The hours are open?
We're here from 7:30 to 6, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 on Saturday.
Social media, how do we find you?
You can go to Experts with an S, Big John's with an S, Closeouts with an S.com. All cabinet-related items, you can go to Cabinets with an S at BigJohnsCloseouts.com. And then, of course, they could email me, Mike, M-I-K-E, at BigJohnsCloseouts.com.
There you go. And the phone number?
423-542-4755.
Liberty, the official outdoor drama of the great state of Tennessee. The Liberty, which is called, again, the Saga of Sycamore Shoals. On the banks of the mighty Watauga River, two very different cultures struggle for peace as Over Mountain people turn the tide of the American Revolution. Tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday, and the next week, the same 3 nights, it's
Correct.
done.
That's right.
So, has it been a good crowd so far?
Yes, it has. We've had good turnout. Of course, we had to postpone last Friday because they were hollering for some strong storms coming in. It sort of went around us a little bit, but it looked like we were going to get rained. And then about what would have been about intermission between Act 1 and 2, there was a lot of thunder and lightning right in the Johnson City area. And if we see that, we move everybody off those metal bleachers and tell them to go up to the gathering room. And it stuck around for quite a little while, so we would have had to have canceled at the halfway point at the best we would have got.
This is an outdoor drama, obviously, at the amphitheater at Sycamore Shoals State Park here in Elizabeth is what we're talking about. So it's over 100 folks in the cast. This gentleman here plays John Carter, a key part in the production. So it's good stuff. And so it's on for tonight. EMT and veterans at this point, it is still on. It rained a little bit for about 5 minutes and quit. Sun's out now. So hopefully it'll go around us. But for now, it's on. Start time is
7:30. They'll open tickets at about 6 or just a little bit after. Concessions will open about 6:30. So if you want to get there a little early and, get you some popcorn to drink or a hot dog or a chicken bun, a chicken salad bun or an ice cream or whatever, you can get there a little early, find you a good seat in the stands. Most of the time, by that time in the evening, it's shady in the stand area, so you're not there sitting in the hot sun. So it makes it very convenient. And I do want to brag on the Friends of Sycamore Shoals. We have redone that amphitheater. There's around $650,000 that has been put into that amphitheater with all new concrete, handicap ramps, new seating, lighting towers, and the landscaping and the irrigation system we put in for the landscaping. And all that was brought about by the Gaston tag, the yellow tag, the Don't Tread on Me tag, that was the flag that was flown by the Colonial Navy as they were dealing with the British Navy, which was the most powerful Navy at the time during the American Revolution. And we're very proud of that tag, and we're proud of the money that it's enabled the Friends Group to be able to pour back into our park.
So somebody asked me, and I don't know, what is the seating capacity of the amphitheater? What does it hold?
You can probably comfortably have around 300.
Yeah, so there you go. Limited seating, first come, first serve, but it's a place to go watch, again, part of the history, and again, our great country enjoying our 250th birthday. It started in large part what happened at Sycamore Shoals back in the American Revolution. So, and that's not just hype, that's really what it is. And usually Leslie on Mondays will run back through and talk about why it is such a pivotal point in our country's history. So we will hope that the weather will go around, get to put on the performance today, tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday, then all 3 nights next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then we're done. It's every weekend in June. The official outdoor drama for the entire state of Tennessee right here at Sycamore Shoals.
Hey, good to have you here, Tom. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
We wish everybody a good week.
Yep. We'll be right back to close it out right after this. Loyal, buy local. He's up against the big boy chains. We know that. Why Big John's Closeouts? What do you feel like separates you from the chains?
Well, I think there's a number of factors I think that go into that. Number one, we're local folks. We shop with you all in other places. We go to church with you. We're involved in civic organizations with you. What money you spend here stays here. It goes to support the payroll and, of course, local taxes. As far as that goes, it also supports a lot of nonprofits as well as sports teams, little leagues, softball, all kind of different things we try to support. We support all the high schools, both city and county, either through, fence signs or gymnasium signs or whatever, with yearbooks and the whole bit. So, what you're spending local is staying local. And also we believe, customer service. I came up through the Patey Lumber Company ranks from many years ago. 1977 is when I started. And if you didn't get up and wait on people, or you didn't speak to people, or you didn't try to help people, you wouldn't go to stick around very long. So you learned, that it was important, not only to try to just ask people, but to listen, find out what they're trying to do, find out ways that you can help them as far as that goes. And so all that's very important to us.
There you go, folks. Be loyal, buy local, support them. Big John's Closeouts here in downtown Elizabeth with hammer high prices. Great sponsor of the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Elizabeth and Cyclone Sports, Big John's Closeouts. We're back. We're ready to go. Andrew Lewis, Northeast Community Credit Union. Readers are winners. Year number 2. We're jacked up to do it again this year.
We're so excited.
Yep, we are excited. And so it's a chance for these kids at Eastside Elementary, Westside Elementary, and Harold McCormick Elementary win some cool prizes for reading. What's going on?
The first 9 weeks, we're going to be giving out those cool water bottles. Second 9 weeks, T-shirts.
T-shirts with a new design.
Absolutely. New color, all that fun stuff. The third 9 weeks, we're going to have a sweet new sticker. We'll get more into that later. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Whole point is readers are winners. Year number 2.
at the 3 elementary schools and Elizabethton City Schools. Thanks to Northeast Community Credit Union. They're paying for all this through their corporate sponsor, and we love them for doing that. The bottom line is leaders are readers, readers are winners. Year number 2, getting ready to get started up soon, like right now, right away, for all these youngsters, again, at Harold McCormick, West Side and East Side Elementary. Big thanks to the Northeast Community Credit Union for partnering with us to do Readers Are Winners in Elizabethton City Schools.
And back at the Tom Dillon Sports Show. So, again, we got some somewhat severe weather maybe coming in here this afternoon. Definitely getting some rain after, it looks like they're saying, after 5 o'clock. So, just give you, not trying to scare you, just give you a heads up that we may have some rain in here after 5 o'clock, some thunderstorms. Part of it's just the storms, and part of it's off of the tropical storm Arthur that's coming, bouncing down the the Gulf Coast, bouncing around from Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas coast, the Florida coast. So we get some rain off of that. We need the rain. So I don't know if we need it like we're going to get it, if in fact we do get it that way, but we do need the rain. So we would encourage you again to just keep an eye to the sky when you're out and about today. And want to wrap up, of course, we always do with the verse today. We always dedicate our broadcast to the man hung on the cross. And this today, of course, is no different. And let's do it right here. So, and it's a great verse. Psalms 32 says, "O Lord my God, I called to you for help, and you healed me." Wow. He picks up the broken pieces of our heart spoke and puts them back together. May we feel his healing hand today. All of our worries can be put to rest. You know, when you worry about things, most of the time, it's been my experience. My mom used to tell me this, my dad too. He said, boy, you worry about stuff a lot of times it won't even come to fruition. All of our worries can be put to rest as we believe God's promise and trust he will make our path straight. We must put our trust in him that he knows what's best for us, because he does. That's right. Psalms 30, verse 2, "O Lord my God, I called you for help, and you healed me." We do say thanks to our guests coming by today. We got back on the air after yesterday was kind of didn't go. Unfortunately, we missed out on those kids at the summer learning camp at Elizabethton City Schools. We tried every way in the world to get on the air. We just couldn't. Even had their IT guy come and take a look at it. Logan, I believe his name, nice young man, but just couldn't get it going. But we did today. Tomorrow will be at Food City in Gray. Our guests today, obviously, were Lucas Honeycutt and Ryan Whitten. We appreciate them coming by being on the show. And also Axel Steins and the owner, Mike Barnett. So tomorrow we'll take our traveling show to Food City in Gray. We'll be there tomorrow, broadcasting live, having a big time there. We're going to be joined by Mr. Baseball, Greg Salyer, Daddy Bill Patrick being along, promoting the Kingsport Speedway Concrete Jungle. We got, I have to go home and look. Got 2 more coming too. Got several guests lined up tomorrow, plus Rob, the store owner from the Food City store manager, I should say. They've got some great, as always, some great sales going into the weekend to kick off the weekend. Is this the final weekend of June? Is that right? No. Is there one more? Let me see here. Gosh, is this the last weekend of June? No, there's one more. I was going to say, good night. So, but anyway, it is clicking off. And again, the countdown to the Cyclone football, I see up there on the screen, 64 days, 5 minutes, and 24 seconds. So it is here. So tomorrow night will be 63 days to football. It'll be here before you know it. And of course, we told you earlier, it's T. Duggar football. It's 56 days away from kickoff. So it's going to be good. Thanks again for watching the show. We appreciate you very much. Be sure and like it and share it. We just come in here and talk, and it'll be sports, and you just never know what we're going to talk about. But hope you enjoy the show, and apparently you do. We've hit over 1 million views 2 years in a row, and with the Lord's help and his honor and grace, we are approaching, again, another year going over 1 million views for the show. And so we appreciate that more than you will ever know. I can tell you that. So we started this thing a long time ago, never, ever dreaming I'd be in it for my, 11th year. And as you see, show number 2518, we're getting ready to wrap it up. So 2519 tomorrow on the 19th day of June. Again, happy birthday one more time to Paul McCartney, one of the Beatles, having a birthday, 84 today. Blake Shelton having a birthday, he's 50. And also today, happy birthday to the great bass stealing champion, Lou Brock, 87 years old today. But clearly for me, the big birthday today from John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Paul McCartney, the Beatles, birthday boy today. 84 years young. See you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show number 2518 from Big John's Closeouts in Elizabethton, where they hammer high prices. See you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching the show from Big